You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the
and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Tony B, welcoming you to another edition. Fired up, focused, and prepared for you, ladies and gentlemen. We are stacked, jacked, and packed with you. Totally pumped, totally excited for what could be. Is that better? Totally excited, totally stacked, totally packed, totally jacked. It's portal time. It is portal time in Tennessee. Matt Dixon, how excited are you to portal? Are you excited to portal? Nothing? What? Hang on, Matt. Let me plug you in and ask you what your excitement level is. Go ahead, Matt. What's your excitement level, Matt, to portal?
Let me see what the roster is when the portal closes. That's where I'm at. I hate that you lose all these guys, but that's what the sport is now. You just got to hope you bring in more than you lose.
Yeah. It's kind of here, there, and everywhere, isn't it, Matt? John, what's your level?
Not having roster continue, not having guys be program guys for 3 and 4 years it just kind of sucks, and it's kind of a bygone era now, and I hate it.
Yep.
It's hard to really get attached to players and even teams now because it's such a just transient sport.
I wonder what this does to the health of these sports long term, John. Especially when you see the Big Ten buying national championships now, left and right, with their money.
Well, the SEC is trying to buy championships too. Let's don't put it on the Big Ten.
As somebody told me today from the league, and this is a pretty good, I don't think this is spin even, but this is a little theory that I'm going to kick around with you, kick around this week, actually. Here's the theory. The Big Ten only has about 8 teams that are interested. The SEC in these leagues now have about 14 teams that are interested in trying to win championships, and that's the difference. In their league, you spend that money, and there's a concentration of players that go to certain spots. Now we got the Vanderbilts of the world. We got the Mississippis of the world. We got the this. We got that. It'd be like Rutgers making the playoffs out of their league, Mississippi. I mean, come on. Let's get real here. Everybody wants in, and it cuts the nut. Look at baseball right now, Matt. Look at the baseball league. How these teams are all killing each other in baseball now. Where are the great teams in baseball, Matt, that used to be out there?
Well, you just don't have them because you don't develop. You can't develop the player depth to have those elite super type teams. I mean, Texas is probably the closest to it this year.
Yep.
But I mean, I don't think they don't have the bullpen to be like an elite dominant team.
Yep.
So I think there's a lot of truth to what you said. So, but I mean, let's also not forget last year the SEC in basketball was the best conference in the history of the sport by a considerable margin, and that even played out through the tournament where you had like half the Elite Eight, half the Final Four, and ultimately, Florida cut the nets down. So it's not like the SEC is falling off a cliff. They just took a step back from what they were last year, which was, historic.
I don't buy this. This Big Ten's got this. These SEC schools have plenty of money. LSU spending as much money as anybody. Texas. Texas A&M.
Jay Johnson wants the A&M job, John. He's not happy at LSU right now. That's why he was talking about wanting to be in the major leagues last week. He wants the A&M job, the baseball job.
Why would he want the A&M job over the LSU job?
Money.
But LSU
doesn't have the money. They don't have A&M money. I've tried to tell you that, John.
That's not true.
It is true. You're not going to be able to. They're promising Will Wade $17 million, John. $17 million? I mean, I don't know about you. They don't just pump it from the ground down there in Louisiana, do they?
But they've got the money to spend, I'm telling you.
That much money on everybody? You can feed all the teams?
They're women's basketball.
She's not going to get the money she was getting either. It's all going to come back. You can't, John. They don't have. Come on, man.
Todd Graves.
I don't care, Todd. I don't care. They got. Todd
He's worth
Graves.
$17 billion.
I don't care what he's worth. They don't have that kind of money. Nobody has that money. He wants out. I'm just telling you. He wants to stay in A&M job. That's why he's pouty. Matt, have you heard that he wants out of there? He's pouty.
Jeez.
Matt?
I mean, he's not happy. Yeah, I've definitely heard that in his interview last week. He basically said that without saying it. He was kind of giving a softball question about if he's following Vitello with the Giants, and he gave a very odd answer about
can't feel
about not leaving at this time and how he's never had a pro job like offer him. It was a very weird answer to what should have been an easy question.
Say.
Hey, look,
you got what, $40 million for Kiffin in football?
Kiffin's already overspent.
Drive everything down there. So,
Higgins told us that
at some point they run out of money.
He said they gave Kiffin a budget, and he's already $12 million over it. Higgins told us last week. I mean, eventually that's got to come to an end.
Okay, but we're talking about two different things here. I don't believe the Big Ten is in that much better shape financially than the SEC. I don't believe that. I think the Big Ten now.
No. I think there are 5 or 6 teams in the Big Ten trying. And I think it opens up the door for them to take advantage of us because everybody here is gobbling each other up. And I think that's true.
That's an excuse. No.
Matt, I think that's true. Matt, don't you think that's true? They have a league that who cares? They have like 7 teams, 5 teams, 6 teams. How many teams in football try in that league? Look at it. Penn State tries. Michigan tries. Ohio State tries. USC tries. I'll say Washington tries. That's 5.
Nebraska's trying. They just aren't successful.
Okay, that's 6. Let's just say
Wisconsin. Illinois is
7.
trying.
That's 8. Yeah, that's 8. 8 of 16. In our league, everybody in our league is trying. John, you got to face that.
What do you consider trying? Is Mississippi State trying?
Ole Miss made the playoffs. The playoffs? I mean, think about that. What would the equivalent be of Ole Miss making the playoffs out of the Big Ten? I mean, we got to deal with this.
Illinois.
South Carolina 2 years ago scratched a playoff. Could have gotten in. Alabama's having trouble getting footing in football right now because so many teams are trying. Financially, Auburn can't even get up off the mat. Auburn, because the league is such a what's the term here? I mean, it's not even close.
Think about this. I believe the Big Ten's hiring better coaches.
Matt, what do you think?
Yeah, I said that a while back. I just think the Big Ten has hired better, more proven coaches, and especially in football.
Henderson is now.
Just look at the recent hires.
Henderson has now entered the portal, as we wrote in the blog today. Here's the deal about the basketball team. These guys went to Barnes and staff and said, "This is what our agent's telling us we're going to ask for." And Barnes said to them, "Goodbye to you, goodbye to you, goodbye to you." Goodbye to you, and goodbye to you. We lost 9 or 10 games with you guys.
Yeah.
So I don't
really. When you think about it,
anybody in this room worth spending money for.
Look, when you think about it,
yeah.
Tennessee had no business being in the Elite Eight.
Thank you. They had Nate Ament,
and they wouldn't have been in it. I don't think if Iowa State hadn't lost its best player.
Of course, they had Nate Ament and a point guard from Greenville. And
he had a really good year. He's on all SEC.
Player. And the rest of those guys, goodbye.
They're replaceable.
Goodbye. They're what you call replacement level players in my mind. The one guy that kind of surprised them was Cade Phillips. The Carey guy, they were like, whatever. We wrote about it today in the blog. Huge write-up over there at tclub.team. Check it out. Read all about it. And I'm telling you right now, they're involved with this Drew Karras guy, who I call Drew Karras. And they're involved with 3 frontline, high-ticket center types from the Big 12, and they're just wanting to land one. but all three of them play on high-profile basketball teams. They're involved with 2 high-level veteran point guards. We're going to talk more about this as the show unfolds. But they are absolutely, this team, it's very, 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 very interesting. And then, have you guys been following the saga of Chaz Coleman, Matt? Have you seen the stuff online about Chaz Coleman, who did not come to practice again today? It's my understanding.
Yeah, I have a buddy who keeps me updated with some of that stuff, yeah.
What's your buddy tell you about Chaz Coleman? Let's see if it checks out with me.
That he's just kind of not really been there. Kind of hadn't really given much effort in practice, and is, like you said, missed some time, which is really odd. Like, you would think that Jim Knowles would kind of know what they were getting in a guy like him. If he was going to be any kind of issue, you would maybe not bring him in.
Yeah.
But that's just kind of a weird deal with him that he's, it's almost like it's another Boo Carter deal.
I was just thinking, it sounds like he gets a Boo Carter Memorial Trophy.
Let's go to the phones. We have a caller. I don't know what this is, but I like to mix it up on here. Hello and welcome in. I feel like Josh Elander. I'm just kind of mixing and matching, and what do you like, flailing and grabbing at straws here at this point, trying to bail out this segment. Hello and welcome into our first call.
Hey guys, it's Dave.
Oh boy, Brian, that's great producing, Brian. Dave, are you excited about right now about the Portal Mania now that we're on Portal Tuesday and what's getting ready to happen here?
No, I'm not.
Why?
Was there some players you can move on from? Sure. But the statement that Barnes made that they're not going to overpay anybody?
Yes.
Well, guess what?
Yes.
Newsflash.
Yes.
There's always a school out there that will overpay for a player.
That's right. It only takes one. But why should you be the one? When you have a budget, I believe Tennessee has somewhere between $17 and $19 million to play with.
If that's true, they'll field a better team next year than they did this year.
And by the way, John, I also believe we did the math. They have 7 players on their roster right now, counting the 3 that are there, the 4 they've signed. And of those 7 players, my guess is, our best guess is, they've spent $4.4 million of their $17 to $19 million nut. They can still afford 2 to 4 to $5 million basketball players, which I believe they're going to do. 2, 4 to 5 million guys, and then with the rest of that money, fill out their rosters with the Jalen Carey types of the world. And if you get 2 superstar players, just like in the NBA, and you put them around some able-bodied guys, you will still win games, Dave. Now, Dave, don't tell me you're in a panic right now. Come on, Dave.
Tony, Evans is gone.
No, he's not.
He's not. Yeah, he's gone.
No, he's not.
He wanted $2 million, and Tennessee would only go up to 1.2. He's gone. It'll be. On my father, I promise you.
Dave, I know last night till the wee small hours of the morning they were trying to get it done. I don't know if they were able to get it done with him.
They weren't able to get it done.
But here's the thing about it, Dave. You got to understand. Even if Evans leaves, again, I'm not going to overpay on a guy that's a replacement level player. He's not a great player. He's okay. Okay.
You have no guarantees, Tony, that you're replacing some of these guys with a player that is as good or better.
John, is Dave right or wrong in your humble opinion?
I think Tennessee can get better players. I think it can build a better roster for next season than it had this year.
Thank you. Matt, are you in Team Dave, or are you with me who says, let's see where this thing goes? You've heard some of the names, Dave, Matt, they're involved with. Talk to me here, Matt.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to have to overpay for some of those high-end guys, too. You're going to get in bidding wars with them.
But
I do agree you can't overspend for these quote-unquote role players, but you need those guys, and you need guys. I just think you need some continuity on your team with that kind of program and culture that Barnes is so big on.
That's a good point.
This is where you need that to come through, and you have 1 or 2 guys maybe take a market discount to stay within your program, and you didn't really get that, and that's kind of frustrating. And you can't get a Gillespie every year. Like that was just kind of worked out well, but you can't overpay for all these guys. But retaining your roster is typically cheaper than having to go out and go all in on the portal anyway.
I mean, Phillips came in there and totally.
You just have to hit. You have to hit on all the portal guys.
Phillips, who got hurt in December, comes to him and blows her mind. I mean, he wanted twice as much as they were going to pay him. What are you going to do, Dave? Are you going to pay him? You going to pay Phillips $2 million like you wanted, Dave?
I mean,
okay, Tony. What are the odds?
I'm asking you.
Of hitting on all these portal guys.
Hey, Dave. If you get 2 superstars,
if Tony, if.
Dave, what if they have 2 in their pocket right now?
I don't believe it. I've heard Tony. Listen, this Tennessee program,
right,
throughout the years,
right,
has sucked me in so many different times.
Dave, they've been to 3. They've been to 3 straight Elite Eights. What do you mean they've?
I'm talking about the entire athletic program. This is uncharted territory for Rick Barnes. Basically, starting a total rebuild. That's exactly what he's doing, and that's uncharted waters for him. It is. You have to have those role players, those culture guys. That was the only thing he had going for him. Is he had the culture, and now that's gone, Tony. That's gone, and I just don't think. I think this will be it. I don't see it happening. I just don't. There will always be somebody. Let's say you're in the running for Tyler Tanner. There will always be somebody out there that's going to be willing to pay more than Tennessee. I guarantee you, Tennessee. It's just like I text you. It's like my St. Louis Cardinals. They always go after the big time free agents. But guess what they always do? They always know they do that to appease their fan base. Saying at least we tried, but we just can't pay that much. Somebody came in and paid more, and that's what happened to the Cardinals since Tony La Russa left.
Hey, Dave, don't compare the Vols to the dysfunction of the St. Louis Cardinal.
I wish the Vols had as many championships.
He's been to the Elite Eight, Dave. He's been to the Elite Eight 3 straight times. Now, when's the last time the Cardinals were in the playoffs? Come on, let's get real here.
2022.
That's what I thought.
But I'm telling you that somebody is always going to come along and pay more than Tennessee's willing to pay, and that's just what it is. And I hope it works out. But I don't think it's going to,
Dave.
And I don't think Barnes wants to go down this road next year. He's not going to want to put 11 or 12 new guys.
Now, I'll say this, Dave. I'll say this for what Dave's point. If they fail to land 2 big fish, Sean, and are not going to have a great team, it would not surprise me if Barnes does the thing in October. I don't see Barnes going into a season coaching a team like the bullpen Josh Elander has and going 10-30 in a league. I don't think that he's going to have that, because that's what Tennessee baseball looks like they're heading toward, unless they have a couple arms emerge. Because there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide in these leagues when you have, especially in the Southeastern Conference and all these sports, like I was saying, they're all gobbling each other up.
I know it's a different era now, but you look back on Rick Barnes' career.
Yeah.
What he's done best is rebuild programs.
Yep.
Rebuilding requires some different requires different maneuvering now. I realize that. But one thing about Barnes in recent years, he's gone to the portal.
Yep.
He just hasn't gone enough. But they keep getting top scorers. They get Gillespie, they get Lanier, they get Connect.
Yep.
Then they spend a lot of money on Nate Ament coming out of high school.
They're involved with 2 bangers right now. If they get them, Dave, they land these 2 guys, you're going to be on here freaking out and screaming next week about how we're going to the Final Four. I'm just telling you.
Listen, I hope that happens, but here's the problem.
Yep.
Barnes in the last so many years with the transfer portal.
Yes.
Has had to only go out and get a player here and there. This is an entirely different thing, going out and basically getting an entire starting 5. And that's what he's got to do. And not only that, these kids are going to have to want to be hard coached, and that takes a special breed.
Elander Shitquatro said, Dave can't STF you, John. That's an acronym.
What?
For shut the freak up. He said he's just dying to interrupt John. Elander
I
Shitquatro
didn't
over on
interrupt
YouTube.
John.
I didn't think he interrupted me.
Oh, I did.
Oh, he did?
I thought he was jumping all over you when you were trying to talk and make your point.
Well, that's okay.
Dave, it's not like you to sound the alarm. You're deviating, Dave, from who you generally are. You're swerving us. You're coming with a different tack today. Matt, isn't that true of Dave? This isn't like Dave, is it? To come in here and swerve us to this degree.
Dave just kind of has a negative viewpoint. He looks for the negatives in things, which is fine. It's how he does it. I agree with his thought process a lot of times, like what he's trying to argue for. I just don't. I try to find the positives in things. And I kind of agree with Dave here. I mean, you just can't. Your roster every year is just, from a fan perspective, it's not fun. I mean, unless you win at that high level, which
like what Michigan did last night. Michigan returned 3 players, added some freshmen, and went out and bought a roster. And they were holding up the kids were holding up a thing that said "shock the world." You didn't shock anybody. You spent $20 million on your basketball team. What'd you shock?
I know, but that was considered not just a championship team, but a great team for this time frame.
Who did they shock? Who did Michigan shock? They didn't shock anybody. I mean, I'll tell you one thing: the guy at UConn can really coach. Him slowing that game down last night to a crawl, had them in the game at halftime. John, he's an excellent to get that team.
Yeah, because
flawed team to get to the finals.
Reed couldn't go against those guys in the post. But I think here's the thing with Tennessee. What we're looking at, you've got to think about how this past season unfolded.
Yes,
this was not that great a team. It overachieved. Right.
Yes.
And I give Barnes a lot of credit for that.
Yes.
And it overachieved. They had all kinds of flaws.
Yeah.
So, but to think you're going to do that again and losing key players, I just think of all these guys that are leaving is what you're saying. I think of these guys as replaceable. I really liked what Amari Evans did against Vanderbilt when he scored 24 points.
I love him.
But other games he didn't do anything. You can't make a judgment based on a guy's greatest game. It just doesn't work.
Dave, I love Amari Evans. I'm with you. I think he's a tough guy. He's a physically imposing guy. They want to keep him.
But how much money is he worth?
I ain't paying him. I'm not paying him $2 million.
If he's wanting I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Dave.
If he's wanting $2 million, what I was told is $2 million, but they were only willing to go 1.2.
Well,
if you can lock him down for another $800,000, you lock him down.
No, you don't, Dave. I'm not paying him 1/8 of my nut. Are you crazy? No way.
Tony, you got to pay somebody, Tony.
Dave,
you have to pay somebody.
Dave, not when you're getting ready to pay somebody $5 million to $6 million in free agency. Okay. That's what they're getting ready to do. Dave, when you say this, you're gonna call me, and you're gonna say, "Now, Dave, I'll say this: if they swing and miss with this guy, I'll be on here ripping them." I'll congratulate them for trying, and I'll say, "Hey, you got to give them credit for trying," but I'll rip them.
I just think there's going to be a lot of Rodney Rice deals where somebody else is going to step in and is going to want to pay another $1 million.
Dave, you're always, Dave. You should live in my world. Like last couple of weeks, we've lost a couple of big clients on here, okay? Which is the nature of my deal. Like we're down several $1,000s now.
Will that affect my pay?
Interesting. So I sit here, and by the way, John's presented by the great Jennifer Morris, next move, SmokyMountains.com. Shout her out. John had lunch with her yesterday.
Yeah, and she also got one of her new clients and getting them a house. She got it through your show.
Jen, we got to start talking about renegotiating, Jen. I didn't know. So here's the thing. When I take my hits, and we've taken our, like Laura and I were talking about today, you just you got to think positively. I'm going to get on the air today. I'm going to do that very best show I can do. When Evans walks out the door and Tennessee was not expecting to lose him, but when he walks out the door, you got to put your best foot forward. You got to get out there, get on the front foot in the recruiting trail, get the guys on campus that you want this weekend. Your top priorities. Get Juke Harris here this weekend. Dave, now, are they involved with Juke Harris? Yes or no? What is your information?
They are back involved with him.
Because you were right. They were not involved with him. They were involved with him since January. Dave doesn't need me to do this for him, but I'm going to do it for him anyway. They were not. They were involved with him since January. They got uninvolved with him. It's a long story, but they got uninvolved with him, and then they got re-involved with him. So Dave was right.
Who is this guy?
Juke Harris is the top player in the portal. He's a wing player. He's a 6'5", 6'6", 6'7" wing.
6'7", yeah.
He's a nice player. He's a great player, actually. He is a great scorer. He is a dynamic player. He's the number one player in the portal. He has 2 years to play. They're involved with him. They're involved with Rodney Rice, who
he's going to test the water, Tony.
Who I think ends up at Maryland. Who is?
Juke Harris.
Well, that's a problem. That's a problem with a couple guys Tennessee's going to spend big money on, and a lot of these schools. That's a problem for everybody. But that's like Matt said. Now you got a silly sport, because now I have a decision, right? We can talk about this later on. But do I keep my roster together and know what I have, or do I throw my line in the water, pull in 2 big fish, knowing that if these guys go to an NBA combine and blow up, I'm going to lose them anyway. Then I have no team.
Yeah.
But I've swung for the fences. So, Dave, what would you do? I would swing for the fences if I'm Tennessee, Dave. I would get Juke Harris. I hear you sigh, because it's a hard decision.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
The last few years, Tennessee has only been like one player away. So I would have retained. I would have paid Evans. I would have paid Estrella.
Yep.
I would have kept those guys.
Well,
but they're good players.
Yeah, they are nice players.
They are good players.
They're very good players. I love Estrella. I'm with Matt.
But you can't you're down to Brown and Berg. I mean, that's not a lot. We have no hype right now.
And they like the incoming freshmen they have.
Yeah, but you can't. There's not a Nate Ament in this group of freshmen. They're just not.
Hey, Dave.
And Nate was up and down all year.
Jim Jones 78 said, "My God, get him off the phone." Now, is that a nice thing to say about Dave? Is that a nice thing to say about Dave? John, I thought Dave had a pretty, and Dave kind of reasoned at the John and Dave, Matt. John, Brian, this is the decision, and the couple thousand people listening to us, well, there's several thousand across multiple platforms. I was in the park yesterday, and 3 people walked by me when I was playing music with my show blasting. With the show blasting. Isn't that a cool thing? That's cool, right? I thought, that's very strange. I said, and I wanted to say to the guy, hey, that's me. But I didn't really.
Hopefully you didn't.
No, I would never do that.
Oh. They probably weirded out.
I thought Dave had a really good call, and here's why. And Matt's got a really good point, and here's why. College sports are in danger of not being college sports. And what they've done with the system that they've created this system. By not getting out in front of this 15 years ago, they've got total anarchy. Now, John and I love it because we're content creators. John's a columnist. It's invigorating. It's interesting. I would not want to be in the middle of it. John, I would not want to be in the middle of it. Would you?
I tell you what, though, I think you can look at it positively or negatively, but I think Tennessee has some money for its sports programs.
Yeah.
So it's, as you like to say, in the hunt and in the mix.
Yeah.
Are you quoting somebody when you say in the hunt and in the mix? Who used to say that?
Filmer.
Okay. So if you've got the money, you've got a chance. Mm-hmm. If you look at what Tennessee had this past season and what it has coming back, we're talking about you're counting on guys getting better.
Right.
And maybe they will get better. But you look at Estrella.
Right.
He was an okay player. I don't think he was a great player. We talk about him in terms of potential.
Yeah.
But he's got a foot problem. That's a killer for a guy nearly 7 feet tall running up and down the court. It's a killer.
He wanted $3 million. You paying him $3 million?
Oh, my
Matt,
God.
are you paying him $3 million?
Are you kidding me?
Matt, he wanted $3 million from
There's
UT.
no way.
Matt, are you paying him $3 million?
I mean, what's the market value for him, and what are
$3
other
million?
comparable players getting?
$3 million.
And asking.
But I would get somebody with solid footing for $3 million.
Negative is reporting that Tennessee last night offered Evans $1.2 million, and he would have stayed for $2 million. Negative is reporting that he's gone. I haven't heard that.
Well, I think
It wouldn't surprise me if he leaves.
I think Dave is very knowledgeable.
I think he is too.
But yeah,
Back
Amari
to the phone
Evans
said, "Ha ha ha! Y'all loved Estrella last week." No, I love Estrella, but I'm not paying him $3 million. I mean, now we're having two different conversations. Like, there's a lot of things in life I love, but I'm not going to go out there and overpay for them. I have to live within my budget. We have to live within our means.
How could you justify paying Amari Evans $2 million?
Yeah.
You just and look at these teams.
Yep.
You look at these teams in the Final Four,
Yeah.
and this is one thing Rick Barnes addressed after
Yep.
the loss to Michigan. You got to get scorers, and
that's what they're doing.
And that's what's so important because
Yep.
you looked at how many guys. You look at Michigan going through this tournament. It's a terrific team, and it does a lot of things well. I can't think of any apparent weakness.
Mm-hmm.
I know Arizona had a bad day against Michigan, but it's got a lot of talent, can do a lot of things well.
Mm-hmm.
But you got guys at multiple positions that can score.
Bought a team.
But you can score. Well, that's what you're supposed to do. You buy a team.
They bought a team.
Okay. Well, don't say it like, oh,
Well,
that's...
so did Kentucky, but you have to coach it up, and you have to have the right players.
Exactly, but I'm saying you have to, you buy a team and then you turn it into a championship
See, here's
team.
the deal about Barnes. I trust him. The Wilkinson guy from Georgia, okay? Tennessee was linked to him early. Wilkinson's representation still interested in Tennessee. They're not interested in him. Why? Because they think he's a guy that is a bag chaser who wants to get his shots up.
Well,
I respect that. Hey,
Georgia...
I trust Rick Barnes. I trust Barnes.
I think he has good judgment on that kind of thing.
I do too.
I go back and look at Georgia early in the season this past year. I thought Georgia's pretty good. Then I watched them more and more, and they just kind of went downhill. They weren't as good as I thought they were.
No. Here's the thing. The conundrum Tennessee's in, and this comes to me last night. Dave's right about this.
Oh, I've got a newsflash. Tennessee has released Olivia Edwards, the signee. She'd requested a release from her national letter of intent. She doesn't want to come play for the Lady Vols. I don't understand why, but she's not coming here. They released her.
Queen Kimmy does a nice job. There is one Lady Vol left, though, that one signee. She's the lone.
Gabby Minus.
What is it?
Minus is her last name.
Gabby Minus?
Minus is UT's plus.
MINUS? You cannot make that up.
No,
please
minus.
Please tell me that's true.
It is.
Gabby Minus?
Minus has become a plus for Tennessee basketball.
By the way, I want to shout out T-Dot. John will attest to this. I was on the phone with John last night comparing notes. We were preparing for today's show, yada, yada, yada. And John heard me scream a cuss word. And he goes, what? I'm coming off the off-ramp to 640 on to 75 North.
These roads are just horrible.
Hey, Mark Nagy, I love you, but can we please fix that damn pothole out there? Just
the one on 640. It's dangerous.
It is. My whole wheel and axle went down in it last night, and my car went ba-boom.
I could hear your car on the phone.
And the right side passenger tire literally exploded. Like exploded.
Well, and see, there's a real,
And John said, are you getting off the road? And I drove it like another mile and a half on the rim just to get out of where I was off Merchant Road, no offense. And look.
Well,
and look, can we fix the damn roads? I mean, what are we doing?
I was a little concerned, frankly, about you getting out of your car there on Merchants Road at night.
I mean, what are we doing? What John's like, are you okay? I'm like,
I could hear your tire.
The
over
car
the phone.
went boom. Like, not when you hit a pothole, and it kind of makes you cuss, because it's going to mess your whatever you call that, your suspension.
I thought it was a sniper, maybe.
It literally exploded my tire. And by the way, while I'm on the subject of cars,
you've got some haters out there.
Shout out to, they were hoping that the thing went off that threw into the guardrail. By the way, shout out to Rob and Brian over at Carnes Motor Company. You guys told us last week when you did the work on our transmission. You told Laura, you said, if you drive this car around this week, you're going to realize that you're going to notice that it's going to start driving better. We did some.
So you just had some work done on your car?
On the other car.
Oh.
And Laura said, hey, Tony, those guys were right. She said, I thought Rob was gaslighting me. And I said, well, those guys aren't Rob's not going to gaslight you. Rob, Troxler, what's up, man? And so, you guys were right. But hey, back to T-Dot. Total destruction of Tennessee. That's what y'all stand for. Prove me wrong. Total destruction of Tennessee. T-Dot.
Tony, here's a concern,
What are we doing?
Here's a concern, too.
Yeah.
With all these young people leaving Tennessee sports basketball teams, the Lady Vols and the Vols.
Yeah.
It's going to be dangerous with all those people trying to drive out of town.
Well, Ruby Whitehorn's already gone. So that's a plus. As we continue with more on the others. Because she was, ladies and gentlemen, a one-woman crime wave on the other side after this. Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Fan Run Radio, where Big Orange Country comes to talk sports. Start your morning off with your daily dose of talk sports with John Reed and Cody McClure from 8 to 11. Then it's Tony Basilio from 11 to 1. The Playbook with William Pattison from 1 to 3. And The Drive from 3 to 6. It's 10 hours of hard-hitting local sports radio every day.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Gotta love this time of the year. Hoops here, home runs over there, and you've got to get your Tennessee on. And there's only one place, the best place to shop for your officially licensed Tennessee volunteer gear, Alumni Hall. Hands down, the best store for Vol fans. They've got the latest and greatest apparel for the entire family. Hats, man cave items, decor, and more. Get your Vols grill cover, a plate for your burgers, and of course, that chef's apron for all that outdoor grilling this spring. And accrue those rewards and watch your balance grow online or on the app. We'll see you at Alumni Hall and alumnihall.com and G to the B to the O, Alumni Hall.
Nothing reminds you of how much you rely on your air conditioner like the first really hot day in East Tennessee. Schedule Pipe Wrench Home Services' $79 seasonal tune-up now before the heat sets in. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune your HVAC system to help it run efficiently and reliably while reducing the risk of breakdowns when you need it most. And while we're there, we can also recommend ways to improve your indoor air quality for cleaner, healthier air throughout your home. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when comfort matters most. Schedule your $79 seasonal tune-up today at pipewrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer valid on standard systems only. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
It's baseball time in Knoxville. Your Knoxville Smokies are back in action, and it's their first full week of the season. We've got free beer night on Tuesday.
Say what?
Yep, free beer until the other team scores. All you can eat on Wednesday, our first ever Knox Vegas Thirsty Thursday with half-off draft beers and fireworks on Saturday. Don't miss a minute of the action. Reserve your seats now at SmokiesBaseball.com.
Knoxville Smokies.
TB back with you, 865-200-5402. We were just comparing notes. Brian Hartman's had issues with potholes too, and I didn't know that. Well, Matt Dixon's had issues with them. Now, Brian, yours wasn't a TDOT issue, right?
You got to watch where you're going in parking lots, especially Walmarts.
Well, Brian, I mean, how fast were you
Even
going?
when you're not going very fast, you're still. It's startling when you run into one.
Did you hit one at Walmart? Did you hit a pothole?
It hit me. It felt like.
No offense to Walmart, but they got some good stuff from the Chin Lee in Walmart, as they say.
Which Walmart was this?
The Chin Lee.
Tony, what are you saying? What Walmart are you talking about?
It was the Clinton Highway Walmart.
I would recommend the one in Halls over that one.
That one's kind of out of my way.
I know, but it's probably safer. Not that there's anything wrong with the one on Clinton Highway.
Normally at the Turkey Creek one or the Walker Springs one.
How fast were you going in the parking lot?
I could have been going over 5 miles an hour. And
really?
It still startles you.
And did it jar you?
Yeah. Even going real slow.
Hey, Matt, my entire wheel went down. Should they ever have a pothole out there that deep on the interstate, Matt?
That could get somebody killed.
There's no. It could have cracked. It could have broken my axle.
And here's another one. There are quite a few homeless people in that area, and there could have been one on the side of the road. When you hit the pothole, you lost control, and that's could be a horrible ending.
Beach Bum tweeted at me after I tweeted it last night to TDOT. Hey, how about if we fix a road out there? You know, because I'm a high profile person in this town. Not really.
Are you?
But no.
Oh.
But I tweeted it out. You know, because save people.
You were upset.
He says, Tony, my tweet was real. I've had 7 flats in 6 months in the Nashville area driving around. What do we pay taxes for?
God.
What are we paying our taxes for?
Why do they have these sewer lids sunk down in the road to where it almost feels like a pothole when you run right over them? And you have nowhere else to go but right over them. That's what I don't understand.
Well,
Kingston Pike especially.
You know,
Brian, what Walmart parking lot was that? I got to get out there. I got to avoid that.
It's the one on Clinton Highway. Tony, when you get your car fixed, Why don't you drive it there? Why don't you make this a cause?
Brian, you were at the Clinton Highway Walmart.
I was on my way to the studio, Tone.
What's wrong with that? I just would recommend.
It's right on the way.
Oh, okay. I would recommend
Friday.
the halls.
I love the Clinton Highway Walmart. It's a, how do I put this? I'm going to put it gently, Matt. It's kind of a freak show.
Well, when I was, it's funny you should say that because I was coming out of the door, in that, there was a lady ahead of me. I use the term lady loosely.
Yeah.
She had like 3 kids,
Yeah.
you know, and a little boy said something, and she said, I'm going to shove that down your throat if you don't stop it.
All right, so some of the best calls to On Patrol Live or to Walmarts around the country. About a month and a half ago, Matt, there was a guy in Florida. They tased this guy like 7 times, and he would not go down, this shoplifter. And it was all over like some lunch meat, Matt, and they just kept tasing him, and he wouldn't go down, Matt.
Can you buy a bulletproof vest at those Walmarts?
I don't know what you can buy. This guy apparently, his nerves didn't work. All right, I got to talk. Let's talk about this Chaz Coleman thing.
Oh.
That would be a significant loss to them. That was supposed to be their get-home pass rusher, a guy that was going to develop. Now, Sean Sinclair was right when he talked about how at Penn State he was basically a raw clam of clay, and they were going to mold him into something. He wasn't a developed player like you were. But you paid a lot of money for him, yeah. But he was just, But the same coordinator brought him, to Matt's point, and so you would think.
Sure.
Matt makes a great point. You would think that his coordinator would know what he's getting into, and probably, I would think, suggested it to Tennessee's head coach and their brain trust. Let's go get this guy. What I hear about him is that he's having to decide right now because he's missed some workouts. This strength coach is pushing him past his, what we call that, comfort point. This strength coach is a very demanding guy. He's
threshold.
Yeah, he's out of his comfort zone. This strength coach is not going to placate people.
Well, you're supposed to be when you're trying to build up your body and get you're supposed to be out of your comfort zone. That's what it's all about. You don't stay in a comfort zone when you're playing Indiana.
Matt, what Matt shared with you regarding him is right. Matt has great sources inside that football program, and that's exactly right. What Matt shared with you. He's had a borderline checked out spring. Now, I don't think he's a bad kid. I think he's gone through some things mentally. And the way I would put it is that it kind of wouldn't surprise me if he walked away from football. And this is not for everybody.
Tony, that's a huge leap.
Well, I'm just telling you.
That's kind of coming from.
That's where that's the word. They're trying to decide they're trying to figure out if he wants to play, and then if he wants to play, does he want to play here? But part of the thought around him is, does he want to play? That's where that comes from. So I don't know if it's an indictment on them, if it's a kid that's just kind of burned out, if it's it's a very tough thing they're asking of these young people. Playing football is not for everybody.
He might just want more money.
No, I don't think that's the case, Sean.
Why?
Because I don't think that's what I'm hearing. No, it's not about the money.
Isn't it always about the money?
No.
Okay.
No.
Nico wasn't about the money, was it?
Well, you're introducing that. That's false equivalency. I'm trying to talk seriously about this.
Now, Boo Carter, what was he? Was it about the money with him?
You guys compared him to Boo Carter. I didn't. I don't compare him to Boo. Boo Carter wasn't.
Why? He was disassociating from the team.
Boo Carter wasn't a serious person. He's not a serious person. But he's not going to be serious.
Do you think Chaz Coleman is a serious person?
I think
How do you know?
I think I'm just talking to people. I think Chaz Coleman's gone through something mentally. I think this guy, the strength coach, has sort of pushed him which is okay. I mean, you should push a guy. Matt, does that line up with what you hear?
Yeah. That's been the reason given for not practicing and not being out there. Yeah.
I think that's
the mental stuff, right, Matt?
Yeah. Mental health is which you have to take very serious.
Very seriously. So. We've had kids at schools and their lives. So, and football's a rigorous. I respect those guys. That's a hard sport to play. Hard sport. I respect the hell out of those people. Any of them. That's a difficult undertaking. Look, I wrestled in high school, and that was a difficult undertaking. I mean, there are still things to this day I think about. I have nightmares about that. Putting guys putting the rubber suit on and us laying on them so they can make weight. I don't think they do those things anymore, but back then we didn't care. I mean, a guy would show up and he would look mummified, but he made his weight. And then he would go eat something. And then he would go out and wrestle. But the Chaz Coleman thing, Tony, Tennessee could ill afford, John, to lose him off a defensive line where they've already lost Ross. They've already lost a couple guys. Herring, they let go because they thought, hey, we have a home run hitter out here. This portal era sports thing it's like trying to hold water in your hand. It's not easy, is it, man?
No, I've never tried that, but I can see where it would be difficult. With Coleman, how much do you think he's getting paid?
No idea.
You're right. It is a very hard, demanding sport, mentally and physically. And I would think, as you guys said, that Jim Knowles, having coached him.
I know.
Are we saying that Jim Knowles didn't coach him hard when he was at Penn State?
Maybe he doesn't like it here. I don't know. Maybe he's far away from.
Maybe.
Maybe he needs to go back to Ohio. I don't know.
Maybe he hit that pothole on 640 and it jarred him.
John, I make fun of mental health stuff. I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm going to deviate from your septum there. I love you. You're my guy. But I don't make fun of that stuff.
I'm not making fun of it.
I don't laugh about it at all. All right, let's move along. Let's talk about the Lady Vols, something more pleasant.
Well, Gabby Minus is a huge plus if they can keep her.
Brian, they have one player and her name is Minus, Brian.
She could be leaving as we speak.
Brian, they have one player and her name's Minus. What did you make of Holly Rose? Let's talk about the
minus can be subtraction by addition sometimes.
Let's talk about that pothole in the Walmart park. Okay.
What? All
right, back to yesterday.
Holly Rowe.
Mind our own business. Yeah, you read my mind. The Holly Rowe thing. Now, you've been in media a long time, okay? And I'm going to ask you this. Tennessee's got a fixer on their staff, okay, who fixes things for Danny White, makes things go away, yada, yada, yada. Riddle me this, John. Why did Holly Rowe take her tweet down yesterday? What do you think happened? Something happened. Do you think somebody from UT called? I don't know. Let's say, here's what I think happened. I was going to see if you think this could check out. They call the league office and say, hey, this lady is a partner of ours. They cover our sport. Why is she dunking on Danny White? It's my job to fix it. And I'm going to fix it. I'm going to pick the phone up. Or he picks the phone up and calls her and says, what are you doing? Like somebody over at Sports Information has her number. And they pick the phone up and call her and say, take your tweet down. She took her tweet down for some reason. Did you think UT, the league, or ESPN asked her, or maybe a combination of all three? There's a reason she took her tweet down.
Yeah, there may be a reason for it. I'm sure she did. Why? I don't understand why people take tweets down. Once they put them out there, they're out there. That just kind of, I don't know, that adds almost more fuel to the tweet, so to speak.
I agree with that.
Because once you've got it out there, it's like, was somebody upset? Was there, what she was saying obviously really really got some people ticked off, and they're in defense mode. And
were you surprised that somebody of? Here's the thing about Holly Rowe that I hear in that industry. Just all my friends that are in it, producers, etc. They say she's one of the sweetest, kindest, nicest, most uncontroversial, hardly ever gets in the middle of something like that.
No, not at all.
People you'll ever meet.
No, that's why it had more impact. I mean, if Screamin' A. Smith would have tweeted it out, nobody would have thought anything of it. And they have plenty of people that do that. But no, it was because it was from Holly Rowe. It was, Cora Hall on our staff wrote a story immediately on that tweet because I think it had, like I said, more impact because from whom it came. And I think that was, so it's almost like, oh my gosh, even Holly Rowe is upset with what's going on. See, the thing is, a lot of people in the media, in the national media, are aware of what Lady Vols basketball once was. And so are some of the older fans here. And so, and Pat Summitt was a legendary figure here, a very popular person throughout the state, and really nationally too. And so they look at it as, this is being done to Pat Summitt's program. That's not right. That's how they look at it.
People are wondering what Holly Rowe's tweet is. A couple people over on YouTube. There it is. And the reason I have that is because screenshots exist. And in every media outlet in the country that reported this today, they used the screenshot. And so you can have a tweet and put it up there, and it reads as follows. Once you... One thing that I've taught my kids from the time they were yay high with these devices is once you press send, it's there forever.
Yes.
And I taught, like my daughter, these young kids like to send these photos around. That's just what kids do. They don't think. Your brain's not developed. And I'm like, look, you send out a photo, it's there forever. You send something to some young guy, you think he's going to delete it? Those young guys are not going. They're going to show it to everybody in school. It's going to be on everybody's phone. That's true. That's true. And Holly Rowe said the following. And by the way, she called Danny White out in a really strong manner.
She didn't even mention the coach. She didn't just, it was directed at the
she
AD.
went right over the coach.
Yeah.
The implication is Kim Caldwell is a clown show, and this is what it reads as. And she's right, by the way. What Danny White is allowing to happen to at Lady Vol Hoops is making me so sad. Gut-wrenching to watch him let one of the greatest programs in women's sports history disintegrate. I am devastated. She did not tag him on the tweet, which when you tag somebody on a tweet like that, you're going directly in their face and like in your face. It's not her nature to tag him in that tweet. It does not surprise me she did not tag him. It's not what she does. It's not her style. It's not like in your face. She just basically expressing something as somebody that's been around women's basketball for 30 years. She's been up there for 30 years doing her thing. And, she's a cancer survivor, and she's a sweet gal. And it's not like her to get in the middle of it. She's not some, how do I put this? Rude.
She's not some Tony
Yankee.
She's not some Tony
rude,
Basilio.
She's not some rude Yankee.
She's not some Tony Basilio.
Uncouth Yankee.
Yeah.
Right? Who's, here, and I'm going to tell you how to do everything.
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Gino and Dawn Staley, that Philadelphia ethos on a national stage.
And Tony Basilio.
John, I asked Brian this yesterday. If Gino would have circled back on Dawn Staley, was she going to punch him in the face after that? In your opinion, yes or no?
I thought initially that he looked totally unhinged, and I thought he was going to hit her.
Did you really?
I really did.
Does he just not lose well? Is that what that is?
Well, none of these people do. No, he doesn't. I mean,
heard,
they're kind of the same person in a way.
I heard somebody nationally the other day say something interesting. They said, Pat Summitt, if you were ever around her, was a psycho when it came to losing. She was a psycho. She didn't do it well. She hated to lose. Gino hates to lose. This woman at South Carolina hates to lose. The lady at LSU, they hate losing. Nick Saban hated to lose.
The greatest coaches all hate losing.
They are psychos with it.
Urban Meyer.
They're psychos.
They're just all that way. Yeah. But the thing about Gino, though, was the way he approached her.
Yeah.
And I just thought, oh, my gosh, it was like he was totally unhinged.
Yeah.
I just got a text message from my sponsor, Jennifer Morris, who does a great job moving property.
Yep.
Highly recommend her.
I love her.
Yeah. I think
Jennifer, you need to run for office. You could fix our damn roads.
I've told her that, and you know
you
what?
need to fix our roads, Jennifer.
Tony, I really think Jennifer likes me more than she does you.
Oh, there's no question.
Okay.
But I'll tell you this. I will tell you this, John. I'm going to give you a little insight, okay? Because I can show you the screenshot.
Well,
when you tell...
She just saw this as a stoplight. It's a car, and it's got a bumper sticker that says, not drunk, avoiding potholes. So, you're just weaving all over the road because you don't want to hit one of these mini canyons.
Hey, Jennifer, instead of sending screenshots, why don't you do something about it and use your influence and fix the roads?
Well,
she needs to fix the roads.
She could do it. She has that kind. She's a powerful person.
Matt, are we worried about Chaz Coleman, or is he here next year, in your humble opinion?
I think there's concerns. I think it's probably maybe less than 50-50 that he plays this year.
Could Tennessee lose a player in a pothole?
By the way, another great psycho coach was Tony Vitello. Those people are all on the edge. Total. Hey, that Jay Johnson guy, Matt, I thought he was going to hit that umpire Saturday or Sunday. Did you, Matt? CB college baseball Bucknor.
A ferocious strikeout call in the ninth inning of a close game. That was an awful call.
How bad, Matt? You're in the ballpark. How bad of a miss was it? You probably the best look at it, right up there behind home plate.
The ball was barely above the ground. It was literally at his feet. It was an atrocious, it wasn't even close.
CB college baseball Bucknor. That's what that guy's name is. And those of you that know, and we take a brief time out. Hour number 2 after this.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready, because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Got a plumbing or HVAC problem at home? Whether it's an AC that won't cool, a furnace acting up, a clogged drain, or a water heater problem, Pipe Wrench Home Services is ready to help. Right now, when you schedule any HVAC or plumbing repair, your service fee is waived with the completed repair. That means expert help fast without the extra cost just to show up. Our certified technicians will quickly diagnose the issue and provide reliable solutions to make your home comfortable again. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when help matters most. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. Schedule your repair today at pipewrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Service fee waived with completed HVAC or plumbing repair. Restrictions apply. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm gonna hop online and I'm gonna get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree-cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama ZZ approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
Chilio here, and you know my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from me. Online at carnesmotor.com. Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company. TB back with you, 865-200-5400. All right, so we were talking. I want to go back because folks are just joining. The The transfer portal stuff is extremely interesting. And then we have a guest on that wants to talk Mississippi State basketball, baseball rather, for this weekend. Brian's scheduled that, so we'll get into that. Matt, are you excited to talk some Mississippi State baseball here in 5 minutes? What's your pump level for that, Matt?
Yeah. Another
Got a
huge
preview
series. Tennessee desperately needs wins, and it's a really tough spot to go get them.
They're coming off are they coming off a sweep, Matt?
Yes, Georgia went down that to Starkville, kind of a top 5 matchup, and swept them. Yes.
And Tony Vitello, man, he got no baseball team in San Francisco. Phillies were down 4-0 last night, ironically enough. And his team blew that lead like he had his UT bullpen. Matt, is what we're seeing was this going to happen to Tony anyway? Because we are going to get to the portal stuff, by the way. And I'll give you the latest and greatest as I know it. Matt, was this going to happen to Tony anyway with the bullpen that was left here? Because it doesn't look like they have the high velo guys and the bullpen's not executing. Or is this a thing where these guys are missing Frank this much? Or is this just a perfect storm? Or what's your read on this?
I think it's a little bit of all that. I think they're definitely missing Frank. They don't have high-end bullpen arms. Again, that's a luxury in college baseball.
Yep.
But the high velo thing, I mean, I guess Braden Krenzel is probably the hardest thrower down there, and he's almost unpitchable on weekends at this point. I think that's a big part of it. I think if you'd run it back with Vitello and Frank and Q and all those guys, you'd be probably 3 or 4 games better than you are now, just overall. But I mean, I think the issues would still be there. They just wouldn't be as magnified, and I definitely think you'd be better at the plate. But yeah, the back end of your bullpen has been a real struggle here in SEC play.
I feel for this head coach because it's an impossible situation to follow Tony, John. Well, following Tony Vitello is it's impossible anyway, but when you get off to this start, you've taken John Adams, presented by Jennifer Morris, next move, SmokyMountains.com, who also is getting ready to join, I guess, county commission, going to fix some potholes around here. So, listen, John, I feel for this guy because he was in an impossible spot to begin with. He's in an impossible place now.
Well, go back to Tony's departure. Certainly bad timing there.
Yeah.
And I think if Tennessee hadn't hired Josh Elander, the attrition would have been enormous. They would have lost so many players because these players knew Josh Elander. He was recruited.
Yeah.
They were recruited by him. He was part of the program for 8 years.
Yep.
Tony's right-hand man, one of his 2 right-hand men, I guess, with Frank Anderson. But I thought, it's and another thing, really, Tony's the program he built was an exception because what we see in SEC baseball, and I'm fairly new to following this just during the Vitello era, but we see these teams just go up and down. Ole Miss, you go from top to bottom in a year. It's that's just the nature of it. But Tennessee hadn't been that. And so I think everybody around here, myself included, just assumed Tennessee would be really good, particularly at the plate. It's a hitter-friendly park, Lindsey Nelson Stadium is, and Tennessee always seems to have hitters, and I expect the hitters to step up this year, a lot of home runs, and that just hadn't happened. I know the bullpen is a crucial issue, but it's the hitting that I think has surprised me more, or lack thereof.
Yeah, and that's, and the baseball thing, I sit here today and I marvel at how consistent they've been. But one thing that does need to be repeated, last year they couldn't win an SEC series either. Now, they still were able to get it together and make a run in the tournament and, get get to a great spot and have a great finish to the year. But I'm appreciating just how difficult this gig is. These gigs are hard. This SEC baseball gig.
Yeah, but Tony made it look easy.
In this league. Everybody in this league's trying to win. Everybody. Like, to your point.
Yes.
And they go like us.
Yes.
They yo-yo back and forth.
But that was the Tennessee was the outlier there. It was able to keep winning no matter what. Players came, left, and Tennessee filled up with the roster with new stars.
Josh Elander's the hitting coach, Matt, and his hitters are really struggling. It's just a weird deal. And I think more managers in this league, I think O'Connor this week, I think more guys are going to not pitch to the two guys that can hurt you. I would do that if I'm playing Tennessee, Matt. I just put those guys on base.
Yeah, or you pitch to him with nobody on and you give up solo home run, it's not going to beat you. But yeah, I mean, there's just not. I mean, it's the hitting. Like John said, the pitching's kind of gets the headlines because of how they've blown the lead, but just the offense just hasn't been there all season. Just every hitting category is down significantly from the previous couple of years. And you've got some of the same guys back. I mean, Reese Chapman, I think, only has 3 home runs. Levi Clark's been a struggle. Henry Ford's really been in a struggle here the last couple of weeks in league play. Wayne Brown's hit or miss. Like there's just no consistency and you just don't have those big innings. And when you can't add insurance runs, and you have, you're only scoring, 3 to 5 runs a game. You're susceptible to letting teams come back and beat you like they've unfortunately suffered here recently.
Special guest now joining us on the program. We appreciate him being flexible with us, Landon Tucker, mydogspod.com. He's absolutely, you bow thy head when you say thy name. We've had him on in the past. He's always been great. Landon, how we doing, brother?
Man, we're doing great. Midweek baseball this week, and the weather's feeling wonderful. And all of a sudden, we got a good matchup with Tennessee, Mississippi State there in Starkville this weekend. 2
teams in their last 6 games coming off a combined how many wins, Landon? Let's see how good you are. How good are you at math?
Let's see. Carry the 1, 0, right?
No, we've won 1.
My apologies. Okay.
Yeah, we won 1. It was hard. It was hard fought. Tennessee will. I think Tennessee takes a pretty good lead in one of those games this weekend. This weekend would be my guess, and we'll see what happens. Landon, how in the world? Explain to me how that Mississippi State club got swept over the weekend.
Yeah, well, it's very interesting. I mean, you're looking at a Mississippi State team that just went back-to-back on sweeps. They swept Vanderbilt and they swept Ole Miss. Both teams that have shown that they can certainly be capable. And then Georgia comes in, and, for those who are unfamiliar, Mississippi State's ace, Ryan McPherson, is out. He's kind of there for their Friday night guy. And he's been out for a couple of weeks, so they started Charlie Foster, who had a pretty good series against Ole Miss, a good outing there, and really struggled against Georgia. Georgia's a team that we might look up at the very end and think, man, these guys are elite when it comes to hitting the ball. And, of course, Wes Johnson's always going to have the pitching side down, but they are really, really elite at hitting the ball. And Mississippi State just kind of got behind they moved the games up a day because of rain, so they played on Thursday. Really got behind early. And then, the next couple of days, there were some moments and opportunities, but could not capitalize against Georgia. And the Athens Bulldogs ended up pulling off the sweep, which honestly, a lot of Mississippi State fans and probably players as well were very surprised by how that ending went, especially after the 2 weekends previous had gone.
And that's the sport. John Adams is here of your News Sentinel, and longtime admirer of the sport of college baseball. The one thing you have to really admire about it, though, is how just when you think you've got it all figured out, it literally changes the equation on you. And this year in the league is a great example of that. It's just a mishmash of teams.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so much talent overall. And, maybe not the same type of elite that it was last season, but, that kind of thing didn't come along very often. This season, really, there's several teams that feels like, okay, they might be able to take it. And, of course, it might be recent bias, but Georgia's the team that comes to mind for me of, man, they are just so solid all the way around. But you're right. As the season goes along and matchups become a play, even a team like Georgia might not be standing where we think they will. So that's why I say, this weekend's a big opportunity for Tennessee, that even though, the past couple of weeks have not gone the way the Volunteers have liked, I mean, you think about it, if they're able to somehow go into Dudy Noble Field this weekend and, get 2 out of 3, then the perspective on the season changes just because of where Mississippi State is in their RPI and their strength of schedule. It would really boost Tennessee up. So there's a lot to play for this weekend for both teams.
John, as we welcome our guest, Landon Tucker, in, your thoughts. He's with My Dogs Pod. Check him out.
Landon, it's Mississippi State has always had great fan support. Has that waned at all, or is it still as strong as ever?
It's still as strong as ever. What's so unbelievable, and maybe you guys saw the stat throughout the weekend, I was so amazed by it. The top 25 fan attendance records in college baseball, as of this past week, or the weekend beforehand, all 25 belong to Mississippi State. So despite, and that comes with bad teams that clearly were not going to make the postseason. The folks in Starkville, this is the sport. You can look to football and you can look to basketball and maybe have some disappointment there, but the fans, when it comes to baseball, are going to always be supportive and show up. And a part of that is State has done a really good job with how they have constructed Dudy Noble Field. It truly is. And of course, I'm biased, but even from folks that are on the outside perspective, it really is a spectacular baseball field and really a fun experience, whether you're a fan of Mississippi State or not, just to be in that environment.
Here's the thing, too. Guys on Tennessee's awesome run teams during Vitello era, they would go in there and roll against State. Afterwards, the State fans would welcome them and invite them to barbecues out there in the outfield or bring them ribs to the dugout so they could enjoy some food. Matt, for some reason, I just don't see our fans doing that. I mean, they celebrate the sport of baseball there, Matt, at Mississippi State. That's kind of a fun thing, Matt Dixon, about those State people.
Yeah, no, I think it's probably the best atmosphere for college baseball in the country. It's an incredible park, great setup. There's like condos out behind left field. It's just everything about it is top notch. I think it's the best venue for college baseball in the country. So but you got a new coach, brought over some Virginia guys. Ace Reese is back. Who else are kind of the names that Tennessee fans need to get to know in State's lineup?
Well, the Ace Reese, of course, is going to be kind of the best player offensively. However, this season, Bryson Chance is actually leading the SEC in batting average. The weird thing about that is he's the 9-hole hitter, and Brian O'Connor has not moved him out of that spot. I guess it's kind of one of those. I mean, you know how baseball is. If it's not broke, don't fix it. But, coming into this past weekend, he's batting .455, and is just very consistent at getting on base. So that's the offensive side of things. And there's other guys that are kind of hit or miss, so to speak, when it comes to home runs. Offensively, it's kind of the reason why Mississippi State lost this past weekend series, in my opinion. They could not get it going. Now, here's the interesting spot. For Mississippi State's defense, the pitching staff is really, really good. We mentioned their ace has been out for 2 weeks. Or I guess at this point, 3 weeks, and they won two out of 3 series. But the Saturday pitcher, Tomas Valinktas, is unbelievable. My dad, I remember we used to watch baseball as a kid, and he would show up with Roy Oswald or Roy Halladay or just watching amazing pitchers, and he'd say, "You see that guy right there, Landon? That guy's bad news." When I think about Tomas Valinktas, he's bad news, man. He's 6-1 as his record. He has a 1.15 ERA with 66 strikeouts in 47 innings, and batters only hitting 1.7 against him. He's really, really good, and he's really considered not Mississippi State's best pitcher. However, their ace is not going to be there this weekend, more than likely. So I would imagine you'd see Tomas Valinktas on Saturday, unless they shake things up and put him on Friday.
So, Living Vol fan, Saturday's game's probably a good one for you to plan something around. No offense to our baseball team. Matt, our poor guys just can't hit, man. We just can't hit. We have a lineup of guys that look like they can hit. They just can't hit. I hate to be a simpleton, but they can't hit.
Don't draw a ton of walks.
Yeah,
strike out a lot. Other than that, they're pretty good at the plate.
I mean, and here's the thing about it. I love that that you got all this talent and you're showcase kids and all this stuff and you're ranked real high. You can't hit. Till I see they can hit, these guys can't play. I mean, I'm sorry. We're heading for a 10-win season here. Not that I want to cut a promo on our team with Landon Tucker on here. That's an ill form of me. But Matt asked you a great question. Let me ask you something. O'Connor, he's winning right away. Obviously, he's a winner. We saw one of their teams when we were beginning our ascent in the postseason, one of those Virginia teams in Omaha. Those Virginia teams did not hurt themselves. Those teams were extremely well coached. Those teams, what is it about this guy that he's able to get what he gets out of his roster?
Well, a part of it, him being able to win right away, as you mentioned, I think that's a big takeaway. Nowadays, with the transfer portal, I don't care if you're football, basketball, baseball, you have to be able to bring your own guys over. And it shows a lot of success. If you don't, it kind of puts you behind the 8 ball. So he was able to take a lot of talent from Virginia. One of the guys he wasn't able to take that I think he really would have liked to have taken, and State fans would have liked for him to take, is Henry Ford, who ended up there, of course, with the Vols. And Ford has a lot of good capabilities as well. But he has the ability to get the most out of guys and just make smart decisions. Part of that, he's been around for a really long time. And I think people looked and said, well, when was the last time that they won a national title?
Yeah.
And that's maybe some small thinking when it comes to him at Virginia, because you have to look at what he got for where he was, and he was a lot of the surrounding rumors was that he was doing a lot of the pushing for fundraising to be able to get players. And look at Mississippi State, when it comes to baseball specifically, there is buy-in and they are willing to spend money where other teams maybe are not willing to do that. And I think that was a part of that. So along with his capability, you have to look at a lot of life as what do people do with what they're given. Like if someone does an amazing job with not as adequate resources, man, what are they going to be like whenever they are given the keys to a nice kingdom?
Isn't that the truth, John? When you're at Virginia, you're at a spot that's full of it's kind of an ideologue university. They're not going to spend big, and if a guy can win there, imagine what he can do at a place like Mississippi State where you have resources.
Well, yeah, you guys are right. You can evaluate. A good way to evaluate a coach is what the program did before, or maybe even after him, and what it did with him.
Yep,
it's a good barometer.
The great Al Brown used to say, "Pull out the media guide and see what the school's done down through the years, and then look at what that guy's doing in their tenure."
That's why Tony Vitello's star burned so bright here.
That's right.
You compared it with what came before.
Because the truth for Tennessee is, if they don't pull out a couple wins against Mississippi State, and I'm not trying to be ugly here, I'm just not. But you look at Tennessee's schedule, they're tracking for like a 10-win season, which is going to put them right back in Rod Delmonico's last season here. I mean, not Rod Delmonico, but help me out.
Dave Serrano?
Dave Serrano, yeah. And I'm not trying to be ugly, but that's what the Vols are tracking for. It's just what where they're going.
Yeah. And gentlemen, you all might be able to relate in the same way I can, and I think this comes back to Tennessee. When you look at what Tennessee is putting into their resources, and I'm not as familiar about that as you guys are. Of course, at the end of the season, if it's not what you are expecting, kind of the bang for your buck, who knows where things might go. But I think about, again, several of you guys might be able to relate. I married way above what I should have. Now, I don't have a lot of resources when it comes to like how my face looks. I really don't, and that's okay. But maybe I was funny. I'm not really sure what the case may be, but I was able to do a lot with a little. And of course, Coach O'Connor showed he could do that at Virginia. And Tennessee fans might be looking at their head coach thinking, "Look, man, we've given you a lot. Where's our result?"
Hey, Matt, I think if Vitello was here, I think this team would be performing similarly, though. That's a conclusion I'm coming to. I think they'd be in a similar spot, Matt, roster-wise.
Yeah, they'd have the same deficiencies. I think they'd probably be maybe 3 games better than they have been. I think they've figured out ways to win some of these games. But yeah, it's really just kind of a continuation of last year where the team just really struggled to win games and win series in league play.
Yep.
It's just kind of a continuation of that. They don't have those kind of alpha leaders that the Drew Gilberts and Christian Moores. This team just seems to be lacking some of that. And then obviously the bullpen arms, which has been an issue. But
Landon, you talk about the injury issue with the starter. Are there other injury issues around that team that have inhibited them the last few series out, or this past series out?
Honestly, no. McPherson is the biggest one. There really has not been anybody else that's had any sort of major impact, and so really you can't point to State losing the series against Georgia, even though maybe some State fans would like to, and kind of attributing to McPherson because there's 2 out of 3. That's one game he's out. They just were not able to finish the job. Now here's the opportunity for Tennessee. If Tennessee can find a way to win on Friday night, then despite the fact Saturday is Tomas Valinkas, as we mentioned on Saturday, Sunday is Duke Stone, which is a phenomenal baseball name, but he's also a really, really good player. He's been sensational on Sundays.
2 games of skill.
So really, really solid. So if the Vols can find a way to make those games close late, State's offense has not been able to really kick in over the last couple of weeks. So win Friday, anything can happen in one of those 2 games if you're the Vols.
2 15-inning, extra-inning Sunday games featuring 2 teams that can't hit. Matt, that seems to be a theme, guys. And Landon, you're covering the sport. I know the strike zone's gotten bigger this year. Offense is down, isn't it? Here, there, and everywhere. It's not like it was.
I'm not sure if it's all the defensive shifts. That might just be kind of baseball overall, or just the fact that these arms are getting so good. But you're right. The hitting is not the same way it has been. Now, the neat thing about baseball fans is kind of a unique deal.
Yeah.
That I feel like baseball fans, you guys can really appreciate when someone is just great, even if they're not for your team.
Exactly.
If someone strikes you out, you go, dang, that was a nice pitch.
Right.
It's different if someone is throwing a fade. Most of the time you're not like, that was a great ball. It's like, no, they were holding. You come up with different things.
You're right.
But baseball, you can appreciate how elite some of these guys are.
And that's what those kids told me about the Mississippi State fans. They were celebrating how great Tennessee was. I can imagine how lit that place would have been if Mississippi, it's going to be lit anyway, but if Mississippi State was coming in there full-throatedly off defeating that Georgia team. The hope here is that maybe it takes a little starch out of their sails, but I don't expect that. They're going to be there full-throatedly. It's going to be jam-packed, isn't it, for the Vols? Because the Vols are still a big name in the deal right now.
Absolutely, and because of the recent success that Tennessee's had over Mississippi State, that it will not be there will not be a letdown in terms of the crowd. It's the biggest, and of course, this weekend is also the scrimmage for the football team. Now that might not be a whole lot of fun, but you'll at least get a couple extra people that are there just because of that.
What is the outlook in football this year, in your humble opinion?
It's kind of a do or die situation for Jeff Lebby. The transfer portal on the defensive side of things was encouraging. On the offensive side of things, they had one big major need going into it all season, and that was the left tackle, right tackle, just upgrading the offensive line. And at this moment, I just don't think they did that. And so now, that being said, these guys are professionals, and man, they can get the most out of people. Maybe someone will develop nicely. I just don't think it's very encouraging going forward in a year where it really needs to be for Mississippi State. Camario Taylor is the best talent they have had at quarterback, I'll say, since Dak Prescott, by a good margin.
Nice.
But if you can't protect them, it's not really going to be worth much. So this season will be very, very important for Jeff Lebby and his staff.
John, when you are missing a left and a right tackle in this league, he took the Chevy to the Lebby, and the Lebby was dry, my friend, because he's in big trouble.
Didn't see that one coming, Don McClain. You've seen it. You see it all over the league. You can have a terrific talent at quarterback, but if those tackles can't protect, remember, in Nico Amaleava's first season with Tennessee, when they went up there, I mean, he looked really good. The offense was just rolling. They went into Norman, Oklahoma. Brent Venables dialed up some exotic blitzes and so forth. And Tennessee's tackles were just waving at those guys coming in.
And on the other side of things, Oklahoma had 0 offensive line.
Yeah,
we took their quarterback literally, and ruined his confidence.
Ruined his career.
Ruined his career. Yeah, ruined his career.
He never recovered from
that
game.
And that's why that's why coaches don't want to throw kids out on fields behind offensive lines, because it's traumatizing. It's a traumatizing sport, because all your life you've been able to be bigger, faster, stronger. You've been able to run away from people in high school. You're not outrunning these guys on an SEC level. You're going to run to the hospital if you get hit enough.
And before you take the snap,
yes,
you know what you're facing. The psychological implication is enormous.
Landon, you're the man. Tell the living listener how they can check out what you do as you preview our opponent and what awaits Tennessee, because it feels like some more bad medicine might be coming our way. Bon Jovi.
Yeah, of course. Well, I host My Dog's Pod on the MPW Digital, the most downloaded podcasting network in the state of Mississippi, man. We're really proud of that.
Let's go, dude. Let's go.
Our show is on the network for YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all those things. You can follow us on Twitter, just at My Dog's Pod. We do fun giveaways for different sponsors that have Tennessee memorabilia, such as Hovey hats. I think they're out of Chattanooga. But anyway, that is go check us out tonight. We will have an episode out detailing this series. Just kind of talk about Tennessee side of things, Mississippi State side of things, and as always, man, I really do appreciate you guys for allowing me to be part of the day.
Shout out to Hovey Hats in Chattanooga. You're the man. Hey, have a Dwight Gooden. Thank you, brother.
Thanks, guys.
Landon Tucker, one more time. Yeah, I'd say when you're when a guy, when you ask a guy about the football thing, and they say, well, outside of right and left tackle, I do like the quarterback.
Yeah, Jeff Levy's a great offensive mind. Gets him a couple of tackles. I mean, that could be respectable.
Matt, if I'm Jeff Levy, I'm on the phone right now trying to figure out whose offensive coordinator I'm going to be at the end of the year, because that's what those guys do. It's a survival business. Line up a gig.
It wouldn't bother me if Levy has the Tennessee rope hat and as Tennessee's OC next year.
Matt walked right into that. You think our guy would ever make that change?
He was his OC at UCF.
Unless he's forced to do it, would he ever make that change? Our guy.
I mean, it'd be nice if he did.
I know, but
we'll see. I don't know.
I think
it's
he
a guy
would.
he trusts, who could give some of the play calling duties to and help him on game days as a head coach. It would make sense.
When we come back,
Open State would just implode last year, and he'd get fired after 2 years.
When we come back, I want to reset the deck. We'll get some calls in. Here's the thing. Question for you. What's going on with Chaz Coleman? We'll tell you about it. Second question. Transfer portal. Tennessee. What's the latest there? Negative reported that Amari Evans was unable to come to a deal with the Vols. We haven't been able to confirm that. I'm not saying he won't go into the portal. Here's another thing I want to remind you of, and I'm going to expound on this on the way back. Just because some of these guys have gone into the portal doesn't mean they won't be here next year. Tennessee has not cut ties with any of these people. Tennessee does not wish ill will on any of them. Rick Barnes has personally told several of these players, hey, the door will be open for you if you can't work something out. Now, we're going to move to fill these slots quickly, so you better figure out what you're doing. But I wouldn't close the door on all of them. Now, there are a few that they kind of, are sort of low priority that they were happy to see go, so to speak. The Henderson guy's not coming back. There are a couple others. But like a Bishop Boswell, I mean, basically they sat down with him and said, Bishop, here's the deal. You're not starting next year. You're not going to make starter money. And we're going to pay you commensurate with somebody that plays 10 to 15 minutes in Southeastern Conference basketball, because that's what you're going to do. So, and they were very honest with him. I give the staff a lot of credit. They could lie to these people, promise them starting jobs, and then recruit over them. Michigan had 3 guys back, and then freshman class, including a McDonald's All-America guy that played really well for him right up to last night. Tennessee, and we'll talk about this, they're attempting to put together a super team, but there are risks involved. Maury Hanks is going to join us tomorrow on the show to expound on those risks. Maury has the NBA background. Maury was way up in a couple of front offices, like assistant to the assistant GM, way up, way high, like in the Nets organization under Lawrence Frank. And he can tell us tomorrow how the sausage is made. Shout out to our friends at T3 Vodka who present him each and every day. But listen, Tennessee's got to thread a needle here, and they've got to hope that the guys that they're going to pay big money to don't go off and have big camps. It's a weird spot we're in. It's a weird spot everybody's in. We'll talk about it. We'll unpack it. Is it the smart thing to do? We'll continue on the other side. And then there's Kim Caldwell. She just kind of a train wreck. She a train wreck with no future. And Holly Rowe told the truth on Danny White. And Danny White just looks like a guy. The Emperor has no schmedium shirt today. That's what I look at Danny White and I say, the Emperor has no schmedium shirt. More after this. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care, I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Tony Basilio here, and I got the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance 2026. Chad, do you believe we've made it?
Boys and girls teams start off the new year at big national event showcases. We got our younger kids training indoors and doing a lot of things to get better. So we're excited about what the future holds.
Chad, I hear the juice behind you. I hear the kids. Your program reaches throughout East Tennessee. If folks want to get involved, what's the advice?
We're easy to get in touch with. We offer players at all ages, all levels, all experience. We have a program for all of our kids that we have, and we're excited for anyone to join us.
And even some Lady Vols as well. Several college players all over the country, yes?
Absolutely. We had a lot of girls that we were able to watch play in the NCAA tournament. A lot of our former players made big runs through the tournament. We're so excited for them.
Growing the beautiful game. In this, the year of the World Cup in North America, celebrate the beautiful game. Get your child involved. FCAllianceKnox.org. That's FCAllianceKnox.org. And Chad, thank you, man. Keep growing the beautiful game.
Absolutely, Tony, and thank you very much.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. Like our 2026 football Vols, score a T3 TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka. Handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times. 80 proof of vodka delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades, like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3 TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3 TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's Premium Vodka. T3, Tennessee's Premium Vodka. Distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
TB back with you, of course. 865-200-5402. All right, so, and we welcome you in. And by the way, lines open. Lines are wide open here. And we'll do a little overtime today. I don't know how long we'll do. We'll do a little bit. But I've got to go get my car. It's in a parking lot somewhere because the other thing was AAA last night was very slow in responding. Generally, they're really good, but they were like, it's going to be till midnight. And I was like, let me think about that. No. So I came home, put the blog together, did my thing. I didn't have an item about Chaz Coleman in the blog. I'll write about it tomorrow. The Coleman thing, people were talking about it. I don't think he's practiced the past couple days. And Matt and I were discussing this earlier, and Matt's sourcing on this is that Coleman's in a spot where he basically has to decide if he wants to continue to play football. That's kind of the thought. And then does he want to continue to play here? One thing that we knew when Tennessee hired this new strength and conditioning coach is that it's a different day here. And this guy, unlike the past guy, is not going to kind of reason with people. He's getting paid a lot of money. Owings. And he's not going to bend. Nor should he. And, you know, the thing about, well, Daniel Webb says if he's really having mental issues, do not blog about it. Daniel, I don't know that. But Daniel, I think there's no stigma in that. I mean, people go through that sort of thing, which is what I was saying earlier. No, there's nothing wrong with saying that that's what's going on. I mean, he's got to decide if he wants to play. Or maybe it'd be better in his life to walk away from it. But there's, got to be an explanation for it. Anyway, I don't know if that's the case, though. People say that. I just know I don't make light of it. But the issue is, for them, and again, you're back to this, they counted on, they let two guys go because this guy was coming, essentially. And so now we're back to portal-era sports and decisions you make. Tennessee let some able-bodied basketball players go. Some of my favorite players. I love the Cade Phillips guy. I love J.P. Estrella. I'm a believer that if J.P. Estrella is healthy and in the right spot, he's a great player. I really think that. And if you look at some of the schools that will get involved for J.P. Estrella, he's going to have, some are saying it's Indiana. I wouldn't pigeonhole him there yet. He's a high-level player. And somebody's going to pay him. Somebody's probably going to overpay for him, to Brian's point. The other thing is on the basketball front. Let's talk about that. One of the guys the cat's out of the bag Tennessee's involved with, they weren't over the weekend, but they are now, is Juke Harris. Not Drew Harris, which sounds like that's what I'm saying. Juke Harris. His name is Juke Harris. It sounds like I'm saying Drew Harris, doesn't it?
Well,
I thought his name was Drew Harris for the longest time.
Well, you make a joke out of everything, Tony, so I still don't know what his name is.
Juke Harris. Matt, here's a problem with Juke Harris, and Matt knows the super wonderful, fragilistic, expialidocious point guard we're chasing, but he's not allowed to tell you. So don't text him. Okay? Some of you clowns have been texted. Don't text him. Nega Dave said somebody's going to overpay for everyone. That's true. Matt Dixon happens to believe that. I want to go back to what I believe. I believe Tennessee's nut this year to play with, their bankroll, is twice as much money as they spent on this year's team. Now, it's gotten very expensive very quickly. Case in point, allegedly, apparently, somebody's going to pay the aforementioned Estrella $3 million. John, would you pay that guy $3 million?
No, because of his foot problems.
Thank you. Now, because of his skill, I'd pay him. But because of his foot problems, I would not pay him.
I don't know if I'd pay him even at skill level.
Fair point.
I mean, how much can he give you offensively? He's got that nice little jump hook, can rebound, but is he going to go? Can he go out on the perimeter and score?
He's kind of little, isn't he?
Well,
from that standpoint,
I just You look around and you look at. I think you need to look at Michigan now with what Michigan brings to the table.
Mm-hmm.
As good as UConn is, as clutch as UConn is, and as well coached as UConn is, it still couldn't. It just couldn't overcome all that size and talent, even though Michigan's best player wasn't even healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they should have exploited that more.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Commissioner Bockwinkel pointing out that Cloney has a character named Jukey. It's right. On our gambling show, Cloney will come on and, I am the Juke. These are your plays. I am the Juke. It's a play of, it's a offshoot of those Saturday morning shows that used to feature Danny Sheridan. They were on the USA Network. You and I used to watch those in the 90s. And they had a guy on there called the Duke. And the Duke would go, today on my power play, I am the Duke. And so Clone has channeled that guy, and he's turned it into a character called the Juke. Here's a crazy stat for you, because you can win in the portal. And Terrace Reed Jr. played 2 years for Michigan, played 2 years for UConn. He's been declared now Mr. Transfer Portal 2026. His two schools won 3 natties in 4 years, John. And he got paid several $1 million. That ain't bad, is it?
Pretty good career.
That's pretty good career for him. Pretty good career that old Terrace Reed Jr. carved out for himself.
Will he make it in the NBA? I don't know.
I don't know.
He didn't win any of them. That's the thing.
Oh, that's right. He went to two schools.
Bad timing.
He went to 2 schools, Sean, that won 3 championships in those 4 years, and he was always on the losing team.
Oh, they went to.
Yeah, he's like that's pretty hard to do. I give him credit. He you know what? The Vols are going to try to get him eligible for their bullpen this weekend. Another invented way to lose. So here's the thing with the portal. Just because somebody's in the portal doesn't mean they won't come back. Some of these guys are welcome back. Tennessee's had football players in the past that have gone into the portal. They overinflate their value. These agents mislead these guys, Sean.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah. And and the kids walk in and they'll go to Rick Barnes, yeah, but I can get $3 million. Like Cade Phillips, they love Cade Phillips. Cade Phillips told them, literally, I can get north of $2 million, which literally is like 7 times more than they paid him last year. And Rick Barnes loves Cade Phillips and looked right at him and said, hey, son, God bless you. You need to go do that. If you can go get you $2 million, that's life-changing money. That's great money to start your life with. Hey, man, you need to go do that. Like anybody that cared about anybody would say that to him. While saying to him, we're not paying you in any way, shape, or form that kind of money. No way, no how, in any galaxy. I don't care if we have like a $40 million nut. You're not making $2 million here. We love you. Love your show. For you, not against you, the whole deal. So here's the thing, and we're going to get into this. Tennessee's got a conundrum right now because they're getting ready to, if their plan works, land 2 guys that are tremendous talents. The Juke Harris guy is the number 1 player in the portal. You're going to get him if you can. I think Tennessee's got a good shot to get him. Here's the problem. He's going to see what the NBA thinks of him. So you're not going to be in the clear with him for another month or so. Same with the point guard they're chasing. Now, you tell me, and we're going to talk about it. The panel, myself, and the callers in our third hour. What's the efficacy in doing this? Is it smart to do this? Is this the way you're going in wide open here, eyes wide open? Is this the way you would do it? Or is a 1 in the hand worth 2 in the bush here? In the meantime, the playbook with the great William Pattison is on the way next.
Listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
All right, John Adams, are you putting all your eggs in the basket of a Juke Harris, who's the number one player in the portal? Matt and Brian, I'm going to ask you the same thing. Knowing that he's got a late first-round NBA draft grade, and this could all be for naught, and you're going to get left at the altar, and the portal's going to close, and you're going to be right back where you were last year needing a two-guard. You're going to have a big, huge hole in your roster. You're shaking your head. That's a nightmare, isn't it? These guys have to think through this on the fly. They've got 18 days right now.
And you just don't know what the player's thinking or what kind of decision. You can't be certain he will make a smart decision.
He's got an agent that is not going to act on his best interest. Mari's going to come on tomorrow and talk about the particulars. Here's what I know. The Phylon guy, we wrote it today. The Phylon guy probably he was going to be a late first-round draft pick last year. Great player. LeBaron Phylon at Alabama is a really nice player. We can all agree on that. Great college basketball player. Probably a little bit of a risky play in the NBA, but he went from late first-rounder this year to late lottery this year. And he's a late lottery pick. This is what Tennessee's selling both guys they're involved with. Late lottery, and Rick Barnes has a track record now of guys he can sell. Brian just told me that Tyreek Key just got a 15-day NBA contract. That's significant. You're on an NBA roster. It doesn't matter. You've played in the NBA. You're on a two-way deal. You know, that's significant. But now you're sitting here, and you've got to, in real time, assess the risks. This is gambling. This is like, and what you're gambling with is this roster could suck next year if you make the wrong decision. John, what are you doing? With the point guard that we know about, you and I, and this Juke Harris guy, are you going to do business with those guys? Because they're both late first-roundy guys right now, and you can sell them both on. You come back here, you'll be LeBaron Phylon next year. I'm Rick Barnes. I have a track record. He's got two handfuls of guys that are on it that have played in the NBA for him down through the years, and he's got credibility at the NBA level. There is no doubt about it.
I think in Rick Barnes' situation, I take the leap. He's near the end of his career. Not saying he's getting ready to retire, but I think we can say he won't coach another 10 years. I think time is running out if he wants to get Tennessee to the Final Four.
Yeah.
So the roster he had in place would not get you to the Final Four.
Yep.
And so I think it calls for a gamble. And the thing about Rick Barnes is some of the well-heeled boosters believe in Rick Barnes.
Yep.
They want to help him attain his goal. They want to take Tennessee to the Final Four. They want to be able to some of them want to be able to brag about it. So I think it's worth the risk. Now you got to be able to calculate the odds. How big is the risk? If there's a chance of 1 in 10 that you can get those guys and they won't go to the NBA, no, you don't do it. You go get somebody else. If you've got that kind of money to spend, it's got to be, to me, better than a 50-50 chance.
Matt, from your perspective, knowing the players, knowing the spot, knowing what we know, are you willing to take that gamble? Because here's the thing. This NBA process, going to Portsmouth or going to Chicago and going through all that, and there are a bunch of guys that do it, and then they come back. Invariably, most of them where they think they're slotted, that's who they are. Every once in a while, you'll have one go up there and blow up. Here's the deal, though, this year that we know. It's the greatest freshman class and the greatest class in the history of college basketball. The chance that one of those guys that's slotted, like let's say 24 to 28, 24 to 31, 21 to 31, the chances that one of those guys slides into the lottery and gets the real big guaranteed money is probably minuscule. LeBaron Philon right now is towards, I tell you, that's the quality of player. Hey, Nate Ament right now is towards the back of that lottery. If you look at some different, that's the type of player we're talking about here. Like, there are guys, Nate Ament in recent drafts, Maury said's a top 5 player. If you look at some of these projections right now, he's somewhere 10 to 13. He's back of the lottery guy, which, by the way, this year, it's an all-time great draft class. Matt, if you're Tennessee, what's your play? You go get one in the hand, or do you reach for the 2 in the bush and swing for the fences, Matt?
Well, you need the high end player, so you've got to kind of take your chances. That's what this is when you're flipping your roster. You can't just get just a guy to be, especially if you're talking about like a point guard or your leading scorer, like that go-to guy. Like, you have to get a high end guy, and it's the risk you take because you've got to find that balance in getting the best possible college player who's not an NBA draft risk. Connect was a perfect fit for that. Lanier kind of threaded that needle really well. Gillespie was another great one. Like, it's just hard to find those guys, but you have to hit on those guys every year, and it's really, really difficult. So you kind of have to do it especially when you kind of let your entire roster go.
I mean, they're obviously
you don't really have a choice.
You can always tell them that we can turn you from a late first-round pick to a lottery pick if you come here
Brian,
for 1 year.
Brian, that's the pitch. That's what they're doing. That's what LeBaron Philon did. LeBaron Philon went down there and played for Loverboy, stayed for his final year for Casanova down there. At Alabama, you can get away with anything, apparently. Check out Nate Oates'. Well, never mind. But Casanova told LeBaron Philon, their pitch was, hey, look, man, you're a late first rounder. Come back here and play. And he's going to make, in the process, he lands on the lottery. He's going to net about $8 million in 1 year out of that. It's an $8 million windfall for LeBaron Philon. It is life-changing to get in the NBA lottery versus a late first-round pick, and then you're in the bus leagues if it doesn't pan out for you. So, Matt, you say you would do it on both, or do you hedge a bet and only do it with one, Matt?
I just think you're going to have to take a calculated risk, and you got to know the players and what they're thinking. You got to be transparent and hope that you have as good information as possible. But I think you almost have to kind of just go all or nothing and go for the high-end guys.
And that's your play too, John? You go all or nothing?
Yes, I
mean,
would.
and the way John phrased it is too. Here's the other thing. Worst case scenario, okay, you get both these guys. We're talking about Juke Harris and the other one. Or it's not even Juke Harris, it's somebody else. But several guys, Tennessee's going to get involved. They're involved right now with several veteran players who are late first roundish type quality players. And there's a bunch of them. And they're going for offensive players this time around. That's what we're doing. Going for offensive players. And I see Negative in the comments, and he's, poo-pooing all over this stuff, and he doesn't think Ament's going to be a lottery pick. Okay, Dave, that's fine. But Tennessee has a story to sell, and the story to sell is I've coached lottery picks. And I've coached guys, and we've made guys better here. We turned Dalton Connect from a nothing, he was on no radar, to a mid-first round draft pick. We turned Lanier from a guy nowhere to an NBA basketball player. That's true. I coach Kevin Durant. Checkmate. Hello. Hello, can your coach say that? Son, I know what lottery picks look like. You're my guy. Right now, Nate Ament is a lottery pick, Dave, you clown. And these players don't know that you're currently recruiting. They don't know that where Nate Ament's going to fall. You're acting like he's going to fall at 17, or you don't know that, Dave, you punk and clown. So, just because Jonathan Gavoni says he is because he's living in his mother's basement somewhere doesn't mean it's true, Dave, you maroon. Anyway, and by the way, the Lady Vols just hired an assistant to coach their one player. Somebody's telling me who's the assistant?
I'm not sure on the pronunciation. It's something like Isokin Yusumir.
That sounds about right. For an explosive. So here's the thing. Look,
hey, you get hands-on coaching. You get one-on-one coaching.
One-on-one. Somebody in the chat just said, and I give them a lot of credit, there ain't no press like a one-woman press. Because if you get a woman put a one-woman press on you, you're in trouble. All right, so Brian Hartman, on those two players, are you taking the risk? Because here's the thing. If both those guys end up getting high grades or both those guys lie to you after saying, hey, look, I'm only leaving if I'm in the lottery. That's one thing I want to hear from both guys. The only way I'm staying in that draft is if I'm going to listen. I think Tennessee's willing to spend $5 to $6 million on these players. I'm just telling you right now, they've got the bankroll. They're going all freaking in. I'm just telling you. But the conundrum is, if I do that, if I do this, don't screw me. Let's not get 6 weeks down the road.
But you can't trust them. How can you trust them? You don't know what they're going to do. It's a leap of faith.
Brian, you doing it?
With how deep the freshman class is and how crowded the top of the draft's going to be, I don't think they're going to come back with lottery grades when they go test the waters or whatever they do. So I think I'd have to do it. Plus, you can sell them. You can sell them that you can go from a late first round pick into the lottery.
Yep.
We can get you there.
Mari's going to come.
So I go in on it.
Mari's going to come with the facts and figures tomorrow for the implications for these players. He's going to make some calls because I've given him who these players are and what to expect and where they're slotted, and he's got a homework assignment. But he's going to be on here with us tomorrow, and that's why we're the show of record, man. I mean, we got this guy on, and John will tell you, sources like Mari aren't growing on trees. That's serious business when you got a guy like that on your team. He's a great resource at a time like this, isn't he? Pick the phone up and
because he's
plugged in.
I mean, he spent his a career rather, evaluating players, basketball players for NBA teams.
Yep. And so I'm to the point where I'm looking at it, and I don't think there are wrong answers here. I think the Negadaves of the world are entitled to their opinion because you're playing in a speculative market. And the sport is really weird from that perspective, Matt. You think you have a roster. I'll tell you guys, bored shitless, as we say in the trade, is this Lanny Davis's son. Seth Davis put out a top 25 yesterday, and as of all, it's 12. Now, they literally have 5 players on their roster right now. Does he have the Lady Vols 26? I mean, what? Based on what? How? Look, I'm trying to fire you up. They're trying to build a super team, but I've been saying the whole time, you got no guarantees in this. And now we're really laying it out here. You got no, even if you get these guys, even if you hear that the point guard they're chasing falls in the next 10 days, which I expect to happen, or towards the back of the portal anyway, but eventually, if they get the guy they're going to get, we're going to hear it here in the next little bit. And you'll hear some involvement. You're going to start hearing some names because this is a competitive deal, as Sean knows, and these guys are going to dig these names up. They're not going to behave like I am. I'm behaving myself over here. But the point is, because, John, those names will come out eventually, right?
Sure.
Yeah, we're in a competitive deal. I've been sworn to secrecy because I like hearing names. I like getting good information. I'm not going to bite the hand that feeds me. We don't need to know everything.
Your word is your bond.
But here's the thing. Matt, it's very risky, isn't it? And it's a very silly system, and it's become a very silly sport. Yes or no?
Yes, it's risky, it's silly, it's stupid, it's just tiring for fans.
I wonder when the boosters get tired of it.
It's just a joke to have everybody's a free agent every year.
Yep.
I mean, that's not good for the sport long term.
I wonder when all that happens.
Well, you just got to enjoy the ride.
No, the boosters. I wonder. They must get such a thrill because I'm getting some bounce back in the community that some boosters are out there saying, "Hey, we're getting XYZ." Tony, is that true? And I'm going, I don't know. To my friends, I'm like, I don't know. I'm getting XYZ. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, hey, we're getting so-and-so. We're getting so-and-so. I'm getting so-and-so. Let's go to the phones. Dave just said, John, for the record, he does not enjoy the ride. You say you got to enjoy the ride. Dave's not enjoying. Matt's not enjoying the ride.
I thought this was a very entertaining college basketball season. I enjoyed it.
Matt, do you enjoying the ride right now as a fan with this thing versus the old way?
Not the offseason, not this portal and offseason stuff and flipping your roster every year. No, I'm not a fan of that at all. I mean, it works out well, and Tennessee's been the beneficiary of it in basketball the last couple of years with the high-end guys. But I just, I prefer the 3 and 4 year guys that you get to know and develop, like they develop bonds in Knoxville and with your university that last long after their playing days are done. And you just don't have that anymore anywhere.
It's a real conundrum. You could do all this work, build your super team, and 1 or 2 of your components, and all it takes is 1 of your components to leave on you. We saw that last year. One hole in one of these teams. No offense to Bishop Boswell. Hey, great kid. Black hole. Couldn't play. All you need is 1 hole. They got to the Elite 8, John. Playing him. I went back and looked it up. They played that guy 25 minutes a night and got to the Elite 8. You don't think that's an elite coaching job?
It was Barnes' best coaching job, I thought.
And I had people here telling me he should shoot more. Shoot more what? Clay pigeons? I mean, shoot more what? You want that guy shooting more? Oh, his percentage. Yeah, I saw his percentage in that Michigan game. Shoot more. He shot more. Some cheerleaders would get hurt. Shoot more. Brent CVTV3 says greed has ruined another good thing. No question, it's all greed. But here's the dirty little secret. These college sports we've enjoyed all these years absolutely prostituted those kids and ran all over them and took advantage of them. Sorry. It's truth. They had this coming to them since the advent of cable television. That's when it got real. And for 40 years, they could have done something about this. And let me tell you something. This presidential edict thing that Trump signed the other day, that will get laughed out of court. That'll take 5 seconds. That means nothing to nothing to nothing. Nothing. There's no way a federal court's going to, well, yeah, that's right. You can only transfer once. No. That's restraint of trade. That's never going to happen. We've already seen that. These guys are going to be able to freely transfer till you sit them in a room. They get representation, and neither side wants that. So we have a decision to make. We either watch these sports and enjoy them and focus on what we have. And if you're in Rick Barnes' spot, you swing for the fences. John, let me ask you something. Say they swing for the fences and Rick Barnes comes out with a mediocre roster after all this. Does he coach them next year? You keep it real. Say he has a Josh Elander type roster next year. Does he coach them? It's an interesting question, isn't it?
Oh, I think he will coach them.
I don't. I think if they stink, he walks. I think he has no stomach for that. Why would he?
I don't think he would do that to Tennessee. I don't think he would abandon it. No, I really don't.
In a heartbeat.
I don't think he would.
Oh, I think he leaves.
Maybe I'm just too optimistic about people.
Matt, am I wrong? If that team stinks, if they put a team together that's not there, what do you think, Matt?
I don't think he wants to go through another rebuild year at all.
Totally agree. Why would you? I'm out here grocery shopping right now, man. And I've thrown some pretty good I put some pretty good stuff back on the shelf.
Did you find a tire at the grocery store?
Because we're going to have a shopping spree. Hey, Jerry, down at Fleet, I'm coming to see you, baby. I'm coming to see you, baby. Yeah, I just keep it real. Look, I don't think Tennessee's going to swing and miss. I think they're going to have a very good team because I think they have the resources to have it. I believe in their front office that they're going to get it done. I wish their front office would help our football front office because these guys in basketball know what they're doing. It's pretty obvious. Now, a lot less parts in the basketball thing than the football thing. The football thing by no way, shape, or form, John's anything I want to be involved with in this era. That's way too many moving parts, man. How that guy at Indiana did that is beyond me. I don't care. I don't care if he had $100 million budget.
He took
to do that at Indiana with all those 3-star players is the most miraculous thing we've ever seen.
Well, all the guys that we called the greatest coaches of all time never did what he did. Never. What if Kim Caldwell turns this Lady Vol program into a Final Four team with her rebuilt roster? Would that be the greatest coaching job in history?
Oh, yeah. Listen, I mean, the Mississippi River could flow backwards. I could wake up with a full head of hair tomorrow, too. Wow. I mean, there's a lot of things.
Things can happen. Yeah.
Like Nutrafol. Matt, what if I overdosed on Nutrafol and took 10 times the dose? You know?
I don't even know how to answer that one, Tone.
All right, we've got political conversation breaking out in our deal. Rodney. Now you super chatted me earlier, and I'm going to have to ban you for 24 hours.
24-hour ban? That's not much of a penalty.
That's the best I can do. Oh. Let's go to the phones. I got about 15 minutes in me, so let's see what you have, because I have to go get my car.
Got to get that tire fixed.
Yep. Hello, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, guys? Chosky boy.
Wings. And no doubt we'll bring it strong today and add to this conversation.
Yeah. Watch how fast they'll turn, Tony, when supposedly Chaz Coleman saying he has many mental health problems, but another team throws him a bag and he goes to another school.
Well, Josh, I don't think it's going to be pretty tricky transferring because we're outside of the portal. You'll end up in court if you make that move, and you could pull it off. It's kind of a risky move.
Well, he could sit out the whole season, John, and just use that as an excuse and transfer to another team next season.
Maybe go to Colorado next year.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
it's possible.
Tony Santos Surreal had a no-contact clause. Is it basically Arkansas that the team he's going to go to? What do you guys think?
I haven't heard that. I have no idea. I have trouble keeping up enough with Tennessee.
Would you want him as your primary post guy?
I think that would be surreal.
I want the killer kid from Kansas.
So do a lot of other people, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's a stud.
I saw that Georgia guy look pretty good in a couple of games when I was watching him.
Yeah, they think he's a bad chaser.
The 7'2" guy from Cincinnati's in the portal too, so that might be one.
Yeah.
I want the 7'7" guy from Florida.
I thought he was taller than that.
I like him.
Yeah.
He's 7'9".
Thank you.
How in the world, man? You modify your team bus for him?
You modify your house. I don't think he gets back in your studio.
So, do we think if Elander pulls this off, goes from 4-8 in the SEC and makes the tournament with this team, would you say it's better than the 5-10 start that the 2023 team had?
Hey, Matt, top of the mark finish for these guys from here, because they don't have the kind of talent that kid had, that team had. They don't have those freshmen coming off the. This team doesn't have enough pitching.
You don't have two future top 10 pitchers in your rotation. You just don't have the high end pieces, and if this team comes anywhere close to 500 in the league, that would be very, very good. And if you can scratch out 12 or 13 wins and get there, maybe you can get into a regional, or maybe you get a draw and you can play some teams that don't care in Hoover and you can win the thing there. Yeah. But anything close to about 500 in league play, a game or two under, and I think that 23 team went 14-16 in the league. I think
it's amazing that this team could be 8-4 right now. Should be 8-4.
Yeah.
Really could be, should be.
Well,
they should have won that Georgia game. All you can do is manage that properly.
That's a win. Yeah, but a lot of teams can say that.
Yeah, but this team's mastered the art of the cup check, as Matt wrote today.
Well, I think I've never heard of a team losing a 12-inning game by 10 runs.
Hello.
Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine in baseball history that's been done very infrequently.
I would
at
think
any
so.
level.
At any even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in extra innings, and you're going to lose by 10 runs. And I like what Brian said. They threw that kid who was 3 for 3. Basically, I'm not sure how many pitches that kid saw, but they threw that kid a straight up cookie, and he hammered that thing over the right center field fence.
Hey Tony, could we clone like 5 or 6 guys out of Appenzeller on our pitching staff?
I would love to get the clone involved with him.
I would too. Tony, can you give me you're out of here in Jim Nance Masters voice, please?
Hey, Joshy boy.
Yeah.
It is a tradition unlike any other, and you're out of here.
Thank you.
He laughed. The show is... There are a lot of people just finding the show. I want you to know the show is that stupid. And I am a simpleton, but we do bring it. We're not afraid to tell you what, kind of what we think. And we're not afraid to milk a sacred cow on here from time to time. And I've got pizza grease, Laura, on the console.
Tony.
Well, John.
Come on.
I didn't do it.
Couldn't you have waited 15 minutes to eat that?
Matt, is that a good point? Could I have waited 15 minutes to eat that?
Well, you apparently just said you didn't do it, so that brings up a real question. Did John do it? Who did it?
Back to the phones.
They never have offered me any food, Matt. Laura brings Tony in here, brings him food every week, and I just sit here.
Back to the phones we go.
You might need to pack your own lunch on Tuesdays, John.
That would be a good bit, John, if you opened up. Like we just had a thing where John and Tony having lunch, and we're just sitting here talking. That wouldn't be a bad little podcast.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony, it's Zach. Hey, John, Matt.
Hey, E-Town.
Hey, what's up? Hey, John, would you eat Pete Totina's pizza rolls, or what would you want from the Basilio cafeteria?
No, bro, I'm not eating any of that.
I'm asking John.
Well,
John,
he's not. I wouldn't feed him. Hey,
I'll tell you this,
Zach. Processed food.
Zach, I don't. Tony, just stop. I wouldn't eat what Tony's eating today.
I wouldn't either, but
a pizza roll?
I wouldn't turn it.
No.
I wouldn't seek it out.
You guys.
A lot of tomato.
Tastes like adding Jukey Harris to your roster.
I don't want a lot of tomato.
If we had Drew Carey to our roster.
No, let's get Drew Carey.
I'd like to see Drew Carey play. He could probably back down fouling and maybe get to the basket.
Mm-hmm.
It just like that scrappy little team from Ann Arbor that shocked the world last night with,
scrappy little
That's
team.
literally what they had. The kids were holding up a thing that said "Shock the World." Who'd you shock? I mean, you went out and bought the best players.
He's a juggernaut, man.
Yeah.
I was watching it and I thought, I really, because we've seen championships in all of our major sports. And I want this one so badly, but I was like, man, I don't know if I want to do it that way, but whatever.
Isn't that funny how it makes you feel?
Yeah.
That's a funny thing. That's a funny thing. That you almost think, if you do this, you become the establishment. Because that's what's going on now. Those are the establishment teams.
Well, let's look what a lot of SEC schools have always done. Before this was legal, they were paying under the table. It was okay to do that. That was more respectable than to just go out and legally buy a team.
Ogeron was on a podcast the other day, and he said, here's the difference now. He said the schools that had the guts and the balls to pay under the table won. Those schools don't have the money now that you have to pay over the table. Some of them don't have the money.
Is he singling out Alabama?
He was talking about North Carolina in basketball. He was talking about several schools. There are several schools that are in that boat now. They just don't have the whatever it is. Tennessee is. Here's the other thing that I didn't mention. I talked about this in the blog today. I want y'all's thoughts on this. I was told last night that our athletic director has the hunger to really help basketball because there's concern about the other sports next year having flat seasons. Do you all buy that?
Well, it's kind of had some flat seasons this year, didn't you?
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
You buy that?
It's our flagship program.
Right now,
flagship.
Right
and
now,
there's questions about the coaching too.
Yeah, I mean, men's basketball to me right now is your best NIL investment.
Matt, you buy that?
Yeah, got the most proven track record, and with how few players it takes to do it, you can heavily invest and be very, very specific and locked in on it. Yeah,
almost
probably
surgical.
the easiest sport to do that in.
Yep. I think Danny's gone to these basketball guys and said, "What do you need?" And I
well, how much money
right now?
How much money will they give the Lady Vols, and will they make Gabby Minus, a $10 million signee.
John, I'm not kidding now. You know that sport a lot better than I do. I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this the other day.
That's right.
Could she pay to get players here right now, or would their money not spend with that style of play?
Well, we've talked about this earlier, overpaying. I think they would have to overpay a lot because
to get kids here, think double salaries, right?
Yeah. And here's the thing. I think a lot of it really depends on the family unit. Is the family okay financially?
Yeah.
If Tennessee waves a $600,000 check at a player who probably should be at a mid-major school, and the parents said, we're going to Tennessee.
But I'm talking about like the high-level players. Could they get them?
No. They just lost one. Olivia Edwards just said no thanks. And from what I was told, she really wanted to come to Tennessee, but her mother kind of got involved and said, wait a minute.
That's the other thing. No parent that has the internet is going to let their kid come here unless you are a mid-major player and I can double my salary. And that's what Danny White's signing up for. So more power to him.
Olivia Edwards' family put on the Hall & Oates greatest hits and said no go.
That's exactly right.
But the last thing, what I was kind of wanting to ask is, and because you know more about this, with the Drew Careys and the whoever's, do they line these guys up like chessboard? Like if we can't get Drew Carey, then we can get this guy that's comparable.
Of course.
Or do they just totally?
Oh, of course. Yeah. No, of course. They've got a big board, I'm sure, that's got to have 25 or 30 names on it. Got to.
Do you think that UConn team last night, because Michigan basically, you really opened my eyes. I hadn't really paid attention. They went around and got they went around and got everybody's best player.
Yes.
Is that what UConn had? UConn really, they hadn't done that. They were kind of, quote, more homegrown a little bit, maybe. I don't know.
No, you're exactly right. UConn was a flawed basketball team like us that a lot of people thought would get beat. Sweet 16-ish.
Yep.
Had zero business beating Duke, but beat them.
Yep.
Because that guy literally, I hope that guy continues to choke in the moment. That'd be a great narrative and one that I will really enjoy for years to come. So I hope that occurs. That's a hell of a coaching job. And to have that thing at 5 points at halftime last night, just because you walked the ball up the floor, watching that, Matt, I wonder why Tennessee didn't just do that, just walk the ball up the floor and take the air out of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Matt? Because that really was your only chance in that game.
Yeah, well, I think Tennessee got caught. They had a couple of transition buckets early. I think Gillespie had some steals around midcourt, and Michigan just sped them up. And Tennessee just kind of played into their hands. But I don't think it would have mattered how you played the game. But no, I thought UConn did about as well as they could last night. I mean, they missed some of those shots around the rim. Again, they're playing against that size and length, and the overinflated balls have weird bounces. And Michigan just did. I think Michigan only made 2 threes the whole game, and really won comfortably and had at least a 8 to 12 point lead for most of the game. Michigan didn't even shoot well and kind of won the title with ease, with UConn playing
pretty well,
about as well as they could have.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing about Michigan. It can beat you so many ways.
Yeah.
It can beat you in a 65-60 game or in a 105-100 game.
I'm convinced after this, Roberto Duran had it right when he said no mas, because I don't want to get on the court with that again.
I think
hey, Tony,
that was a bad hook and hold call, though, that kind of flipped momentum. Don't know if it mattered.
You're right, Brian.
I didn't like that call.
That's the other thing, the officiating. You're right, Brian. Go ahead, Zachy. I'm sorry.
To continue with the Roberto Duran theme, I hope you guys have a nice day, and adios.
See ya, amigo. He popped you today, John. I like that. Let's get our next call in. That sounds like Lee's phone. Let me see if I'm right. I'm pretty good at audiology. Lee, welcome in.
Wrong. It's Rusty.
Hey, Rusty, welcome in.
Thanks, brother. Hey, got a big time serious question for you.
Hit it.
throughout the history of wrestling, can you name a wrestler, any era, that has had more face to heel, back to face to heel turns than Joshy Boy on your show?
Oh, no. It's maybe Ric Flair, because he had a long career. But Joshy Boy, man, he toggles back and forth. And he even does it in personal text to me, Rusty, which is wonderful.
Same to me, too, man, all the time. One time he comes at me, and the next time it's
I love you. I like the you need to go to hell text I get from him, or the things he'll say to me, cussing at me. It's pretty next level. Love you, Joshy Boy.
I've got the bad F word.
Love you, Joshy Boy.
From him a few times. Yep. And then 2 texts later, it's I love you so much, man.
Yep,
and
I love him.
He's just the best. Love that kid.
Yep.
Love him. We're here for you, Joshy. Hey, is JP going to go to Indiana and take 6 threes a ball game and shoot like 32, 33% next year?
I don't understand. I would not understand that. I don't understand him and their offense. I hear that Providence wants him as well. I hear there are a couple of East Coast schools that want him. I guess we'll see. Look, if Indiana's going to pay the guy $3 million, I guess that's what he's going to do, Rusty. Doesn't make any sense to me.
You got to go if you're going to get $3 million.
Hell yeah! And by the way, if the Phillips guys, if his agent's telling him the truth and they got somebody to pay him $2 million, Rick Barnes looked right at him and said, just like he told the kid that ended up at Arizona, Awaka. He said, God bless you, son. They're going to pay you $1.2 million like a couple years ago, which now in today's market is about $3 million. Go, man, go.
Yeah. So I didn't watch last night's game except for a couple minutes here and there. I was in and out of doing work stuff. But is it true? Did Michigan shoot 14 foul shots in the first half and UConn shot 3? Did that happen?
I don't remember the number, but it was one-sided, and Michigan did not miss a free throw until late in the game. We talk about the many virtues of this Michigan team. That was another one.
But the approach, Rusty, was that they hammered them inside. Like Matt said, they didn't even shoot 3 balls last night. They just said to Michigan, okay, you're going to play a slow-down, grinded-out game. We're going to punish you inside. We're going to literally punish you. And they're one of the few teams I've ever seen in that sport that could play either way you wanted to play.
Yeah, that was a juggernaut. I mean, I thought Arizona would be competitive with them, and they couldn't even do anything. Yeah, and the UConn, somebody brought up UConn and their situation. UConn's a guy that plays, of all their guys that actually played minutes, the Reed kid came from Michigan. The rest of them were homegrown UConn recruits.
Hey, Bobby Hurley, people say what they want to say about him. And the UConn announcer, Rusty, wanted a technical foul when he went out there and grabbed that official. He grabbed that official because he's such a nut, because he could not believe that kid hit a 3-ball. That's the backstory on that.
Yeah, and he wasn't angry.
No,
he wasn't mad.
Responding.
It was euphoric almost, but intensely euphoric.
Yes, he like lost his mind in hysteria almost. And he jumped out there and grabbed that. If he's wanting to jump around and celebrate, and the official did a smart thing. Some refs, John, because he touched him, would have called a technical on him. I think that's a very good piece of officiating, John. My mind.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the Duke people wanted to call though, which is very surprising. They wanted to win that way.
Yeah, he's a different personality, and he's so intense, and he's so whatever. But it was his version of Jim Valvano running around looking for somebody to hug.
That's right. That's a really good. That's a good stick, man. Valvano got lost. He couldn't believe who tipped the ball in. John, do you remember?
Lorenzo Charles shot it.
Thurl Bailey tipped it in,
or was it that?
That's right.
McQueen. It was Thurl Bailey.
It might have been McQueen. I don't know. That was a great moment.
I just watched that. I just watched that 30 for 30.
What a great moment.
Bye, Slamma Jamma. Hey, let me push back a little bit on the way out the door on you, Tony.
Hit it.
I'm glad we're going out and we're going to probably go get 5 new starters. I think it's the right thing to do. I think we got to get better next year. But I want to push back on Boswell just a little bit. We have to have a better 2 guard than Boswell being our starter to be a Final Four winning team. That kid this year, I know he went 1 for 5 from 3 against Michigan. 2 rounds earlier, he went 4 of 9 and beat Virginia for us.
Mm-hmm.
When in games where he shot 6 or more threes, he shot over 35% in those ball games.
Well, here's the thing. I think Tennessee would welcome him back, and it would not surprise me.
As a role player.
Yeah,
and
it would not surprise
or 8th
me.
Guy.
It would not surprise me if he, comes to his senses. Then again, will NC State throw a bag at him? I mean, he made a liar out of me because I didn't think he was any good at all. So he can certainly play.
Me too.
Yeah.
Whenever he took the court against Duke, I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah, he can
when
certainly
he took the court
play.
in the I watched him the year before, airball every shot he took, it seemed like.
Yeah, and he worked hard at it.
Never going to be a player.
Hey, Rusty, he worked hard.
He did.
I respect the hell out of that. He worked hard at that.
Yeah.
That kid's a self-made player.
Hey, I don't know where you're at, if you've reported it already, but I got a little bit of bad news about 5 minutes before I called you that Evans is gone, but I don't know where you're at on that. If you can dig on that, I'd love to hear yours for verification.
Dave, my man. Dave already reported that.
Yeah, Dave. Yeah, thank you, Rusty. Yeah, Nega Dave reported that in hour 1. I'm just hanging on for dear life. I know last night they had a negotiation with Evans. Put it in the blog. As of now, he's still on the team. One thing about this stuff, John, if you report on or try to write about this stuff and you're talking absolutes, you're asking for trouble in this era.
Well, what I find myself doing, I'm writing a column on both the Vols and Lady Vols. I'll be in the middle of the column. I'll even file it. And then, oops, somebody just went into the portal. So numbers change. You have to go back, rework it, that kind of thing.
I mean, I was going to write a tribute song to the Lone Lady Vol in honor of and the fact that her name was Civil, in honor of and Ty W. Lynn and the war between the states, all into one song. And she jumps right into the damn portal.
I know.
I got 2 lyrics done.
I know what you're saying. I can relate to that. I was getting ready to write the last Lady Vol column.
Were you really?
Yeah, I was getting ready to write that.
We're thinking the same way.
Yeah.
Because I was like, here's the thing about Evans. Of all the guys that are leaving, I'll be dead honest with you. That's a guy I love. I love him.
Yeah, I see potential in him.
So tough.
But it's so risky when you're trying to assemble a roster and you're trying to get better and you see this guy in the portal and see what he is right now, and then you've got to look at your own roster and see, can this player become that? You don't know.
Hey, Matt, it's kind of like this, okay? Tell me if I'm wrong, Matt. I would love for a couple of our relief pitchers to have that kid's mentality. That guy has 0 fear in his body. Doesn't fear failure. Doesn't fear the moment. Doesn't fear performing. Not afraid of the team in front of him. Not worried about who he's going. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. You can never have too many guys like that on your teams, regardless of the sport.
Yep.
You always need a few guys like that.
Yep.
Absolutely, especially when they're kind of freshmen and kind of those role developmental players.
Yep.
When they have that, it's a great trait to have.
And he's such a Barnes culture guy. A guy that defends like that. A guy that slaps the floor. A guy that dives for loose balls. All that stuff.
So do we think that game against Vanderbilt was an aberration, that was...
No, I think that game against Vanderbilt's going to get him paid. That's the other thing.
Maybe Vanderbilt will sign him.
Maybe. All right, Brian, you produce this show. It's 49 past the hour. I don't have a sponsor for it. If somebody wants to sponsor our overtime segment, Swedes took another hit today.
I'll talk to some people.
John is presented by Jennifer Morris, next move, SmokyMountains.com. Basically, Brian, working for nothing here. But we do have 230 people alone on YouTube, which is a huge number.
What about the tip jars?
We have several thousand people listen. They're not going to tip. People don't care. So
it's unfortunate.
So, John, the question, so they won't even hit the like button, let alone leave a tip. I mean, shit. People won't even reach over on YouTube and hit the like button for you. Knowing that the show's going to grow, they could care less. Just total consumers. No offense. But anyway, I digress. Brian, do we take another call? I got 3 calls on hold. To the folks on YouTube, look at the lines right here. You can see whether or not I'm making this up. I'll leave the phone lines down there long enough so you can see it. That's what we're dealing with here. That's a Comrec system. I mean, who's counting? But that's like a $12,000 system we have in here that all the major market big radio stations use.
Well, let's don't take 3 calls.
John, I agree with that. Should we...
Unless you want to do a speed round, unless you want to do like a 90-second
Should we
speed
call
round.
and bring each caller up, John, and have you select one of them and hurt somebody's feelings at the end? Like you select who the last caller... That wouldn't be a proper way to do that.
I'd be good with that. That's fine. You got to be able to tell people no.
The living listener just said they can't find the like button.
Can you, have you had my sound off? You just moved it.
No, but that speaker was off. That speaker's got like a short in it.
So
I
are
don't
you
know.
saying, am I being heard when I talk
Yes,
now?
absolutely.
Are you sure?
You're being heard the whole time.
Okay, well, let's
Matt,
keep
have
it
you
that
heard
way.
everything out of him? Jay Cart said, I like the show, and I super chat you and tip you, but you've banned me. And he put an emoji out like this. Yeah, I know, Jay Cart. And I appreciate your support and other people's support. And like our resident LSU fan in here, I mean, he had to go and get political, and I had to blow him up because we have ground rules.
Tony, you seem
Matt
to,
Diskin.
you're just drifting off now.
Matt Diskin, you decide what you want to do because I got to meet the AAA guy at 2:30.
Well, you don't need to be late for that.
You don't want to miss a pothole either. So
Brian's got the finger on the button. It's up to him.
Brian's getting the finger right now. Say it again, Brian.
You don't want to miss another pothole, Tones.
That's
so
a ridiculous thing to say to me.
Over there.
John, for the record, did that happen last night?
Yeah, I know you make up a lot of stuff on this show.
And what did it sound like? What did it sound like, for the record?
I was concerned about it.
It went ba-boom.
Yeah, it was very troubling. I was just glad you were okay. I was concerned and didn't want you pulling off the road in a bad part of town. I was ready to come get you.
Brad Dew said most people in here can't find a decent sports take. Can't come up with one, so hitting the like button's a big ask. Oh, I know. There's some. Let me tell you, man, because a guy just said, where's the like button? Some of y'all, no offense, and I'm not trying to crack on you because I really love you. I wonder how you tie your shoe. Some of you have Velcro shoelaces. No offense. Is there anything else that we would care to get into today? It's been incredible.
You know what I'm wondering about, though? Those 3 lights flashing.
Yep.
I was just thinking if one of those lights...
could be a sponsor?
No.
No.
That's not happening. I was hoping one of them might be a really great call. And I'm thinking, are we missing out on something?
All right, John, choose one. You can go 1 through 4 there. Pick a button. This is Let's Make a Deal here. I'm Carol Merrill.
I don't care who you are. I'm taking 4.
All right. Well, 4's me. I'm tying up 4.
See, I got the best one.
Let's hear what that sounds like. Hello, welcome in. You're on the air. Hey, everybody. Wait, hang on. Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Brian.
No
more jokes about potholes, okay?
And
one more thing.
Hey,
now, Adams.
Laura,
all right, take another call.
Laura, could you call 911? Tony's having
take another call.
Something wrong here.
One might be Titan's bill there. Take another call. who I had a 2-hour and 15-minute conversation with on.
I'm going to say, I don't think I brag about that. I'm going to say number one.
All right. Whoever it was, there was a company one time that put what'd they put? Those things in the ground. What do you call them?
Don't use so many technical terms.
All your
things in the ground.
All your poopy goes in there. What do you call those tanks, Matt? The septic tank. And I forget what they were called, but their slogan was, "We're number one in the number two business." Because there's a lot of number two we deal with on here.
Nobody needed to hear that. Nobody.
Do you remember that, Matt? What slogan was? I think it was Barger and Sons, I think. Hang on, that was fun. Let me do this again.
I ask you, go ahead. What do you didn't go to number one?
Jano Adams. Oh, AAA's on their way. I got to get off. Let's get our next call in. Hi, you're on the air. Hello. All right, he's on his way. Hey, welcome in. You're on the Muppet. Air. Okay, I gotta go. Laura's giving me. Look at that eye. Look at the look, John.
Well, I understand.
And people are still calling.
I understand, man. You just won't. You could have taken 3 calls, but you sat there just going over and over. Well, how many calls? Which one do I take? I don't know. You could have had the callers.
I feel like Donovan McSad and my time management.
You slip into what I call dawdle mode.
Basilio.com or on your smartphone.
I do like to dawdle,
or tablet,
but only when nobody's around.